Ironside will not be seen tonight, so we may bring you the following special program.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners. Now available to order at your local comic shop, it's Sal Abenanti's new graphic novel, The Hostage.
Hostage is set in the streets of Rio de Janeiro, based on the plight of the street children that live in the favelas. In the world of the graphic novel, being murdered daily, and the hostage is the evil spirit that is raised to avenge their death. Origins go all the way back to the indigenous tribes of the Amazon as the spirits that protect children, especially murdered children. The level of death that these kids have to endure every day. They have nowhere to sleep. They have no place to eat. They have to survive off of begging. There were nobody in capes that were coming to save these kids.
Pick up Sal Abenanti's latest graphic novel, The Hostage. Order now at your local comic shop through Diamond's Previews catalog. Code DEC221534. Welcome back, time again for another Aw Yeah podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thrilled that everyone can come together tonight. That's easy for you to say because
Busy sidewalks, city
it's
sidewalks.
my birthday.
Happy birthday, Yoko Chips!
Happy
Welcome to the
birthday!
podcast.
Yeah.
There
Happy
he
birthday, Yoko Chips.
Baby
That's
Chips
me
in there.
from 1970 at Richard Warner's birthday party. Doesn't Rich look like he could have been Richie Rich?
He does. He looks like
Same
a baby
hair.
Skoke a little bit. A little Skoke.
Yeah, it does look like me.
He looks like
Totally could be.
Scoot in
I'm
the
a time
background there.
traveler.
And the kid with his fist up his nose, that's Billy Buster.
Oh, we like Billy Buster.
Billy
good
Buster's
name.
a
Billy
good kid.
Batson.
I like how the chat went around. Hey, you guys want a pod? And everybody's like, I don't know if I can. And Johnny's like, it's my birthday, and we're all like, well, definitely not. Then we can't. We can't pod. But then
Happy
he
birthday
paid
to Johnny.
us all $1, and we're all here tonight.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Happy birthday to Yoko Chips.
Everybody's being very
Happy
nice and
birthday
wishing me a
to
happy
Yoko
birthday.
Chips.
Thank you.
Happy
58.
birthday to
58.
Yoko Chips.
I'm okay.
Wow.
I'm okay with
We-
it.
Happy birthday
We actually
to
called
you.
Jamie Farr.
Are you
jump
old now,
on.
Johnny?
Well, I'm 58. I'm not young. That's what
That's
I keep
not- that's
reassuring
not
my
that bad.
sister. I'm like, we're not old. It's just we're not young either. So what are you gonna do?
You're at
But that's all
mid-range right now.
I'm at the high end of middle age. I think senior citizen. I always say. I mean, you could I guess say it's 60, but I think if you're Social Security eligible, that's when you're a senior citizen.
What's
But I
the age
think-
after? What comes after middle age? What's the next age go?
I'm pretty sure it's death.
Oh,
Like Silver Age, maybe?
silver age, golden
Yeah.
age.
Bronze Age.
golden, yeah,
Mhm.
golden age.
Oh, yeah, age.
It's all
Yeah.
true.
Well, you can
Very-
get that
very
10%
legal
at Dunkin' Donuts now, Johnny. There you go.
Really?
I haven't. I could have signed up 8 years ago. I haven't signed up for AARP either.
Oh, I have that already.
I have that
Hi,
too. Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah, it shows up all the time in my mail.
Mhm.
You get a ton of coupons. I can do 2 for 1 at Best Western. The hotel.
Yeah.
So I take a hooker there.
Yeah.
It's even cheaper. Hey, guess what? I got a 2 for 1 deal, honey. You
Look
take
at
the
her.
top bunk.
I'll do anything you
You
want.
you make the shoe coffee. I'll put my sock in the tub.
Later, I'll show you the barcode.
Mhm. It's right. The man strip. Yeah.
It's all true.
And as a parting gift, take this glove.
Yeah. I'll do anything for $100. Good. Go paint my house. Oh,
Oh man. I'll take the soup. That's right.
I'll take the soup.
Sad but true, man.
Mhm.
Almost.
So, I always claim the month because like people will call and go, "Hey man, I really want to get together, but I got a Christmas party or whatever." And I'm like, anytime in December, it counts.
You could
I'm
claim
cool
the
with
whole month. Yeah, this is a busy month for these times.
Kevin says
Trying
AARP,
times.
Social Security, second marriage, then sweet death.
Wow.
That's pretty much how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good. You got to embrace the old guy image.
I'm
Just gotta
for it.
go.
Hey
Yeah,
man, I'm okay with it.
I'm looking forward to being real old and looking back on all the stuff I did. Because getting through it sometimes painful.
Hey,
You
man.
look back at it, it's like, yeah, I did that. Been there. I did that. Remember getting that tooth pulled? Like it hurts real bad. But when years later, you can say, yeah, it wasn't so bad. You remember it. But the days before you get that tooth pulled, man, you're agonizing. Then it all
Marty, I
goes
told
away
you
when you're an old guy.
I had
Yeah.
Jesse Rogers on my show from
Yeah.
ESPN and the Score, and he's like, he and I worked together in radio in Chicago for our first 10 years in radio. And we were, we were laughing and talking about stuff that happened 25 years ago, like when Mickey Mantle was in studio and we called Yogi Berra. I told you this story.
Maybe.
Mhm.
He, Yogi Berra is famous for just doing like he's saying stupid stuff, and
Mhm.
this place is so popular nobody goes there anymore.
It ain't over till it's over. He said
Yep.
that.
It
Didn't he?
ain't over till it's over. And he was talking to the mayor's wife, and it was like a 90-degree day or whatever. And she's like, "Wow, Yogi, you're not sweating. You're doing really good." He goes, "Yeah, you don't look too hot either."
I like that.
And
Hey,
that's what
company
he'd
wouldn't
do. And
have
he would
no
just say
class.
this crazy shit. And so we had Mickey on. We had Mickey in studio. Jesse would get guests on the phone and everything. And he called Yogi Berra up, and he's like, "Hey, Yogi, they were really good friends and obviously teammates and stuff." And he's like, "Yogi, we got Mickey in studio. Can you come on and tell some stories?" No, that's the mix time. Let him do his thing. And then he goes, "Hey, wait a minute, he's there now?" And we're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Put me on. Go ahead, put me on." So we put him on hold. "Hey, Mickey, guess what? Your old buddy Yogi Berra's on the phone, calling us live from St. Louis. And, how you doing, Yog?" And literally, he goes, "Hey, Mickey, listen, when you come in next week for that Knights of Columbus benefit, Carmine Gaguzzo's going to pick you up, not Sammy Pine. Carmine Gaguzzo. Okay, bye." And he hung up. That was
He's
it.
giving him directions.
And we're dying. And he goes, "See, everybody thinks we're kidding when we talk about these Yogi stories. You just have." So yeah, oh no, it was, and that's the thing, man. I mean, like I've said about the rock radio station, it was like living in a Monkeys episode of the Love Boat every day. Look who's here today. It was great.
Here we come.
You
That
can't
story-
complain, Johnny. Look at you, 79 years old, and you still got all your hair. Look at this.
Exactly.
You got good hair, Johnny.
Yeah.
I was there when Don Amici did the first NBC color telecast
Yeah,
back in Art 39.
you got that good DNA. You're good stock, Johnny.
Good thick hair.
Good
Yeah,
hair.
nice and thick.
Real thick.
Got some
Got
good
some-
girth to it.
Got some-
Girth.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
got
said
girth.
like it.
His hair's got girth.
It's not just the hair. Let's be honest now.
You're
Well, come on
impressive, impressive among men. They look at that head of hair and says, "Damn, that's some good, thick, girthy head he has."
Yeah, you got fat
Yeah.
fingers too, Johnny.
Yeah, fat
Yeah.
with a PH, Johnny.
And a good
Thick.
vajunt.
Thick chips.
Thick chips.
Thick chips. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day of that kid who played Kid Flash on the CW show.
Thick
Yeah.
And how
flash.
bad he looked in his
Flash.
Wally West in his Flash outfit,
Thick
and we called him
Flash.
Thick Flash.
I was going there. Yeah.
Whatever happened to Thick Flash?
Was he still on that show?
No.
Get his-
And
got
they're
too
going
big?
into the last season.
Flash got big. He had to move on and spin off.
Wally.
They spun him
Whatever.
Hey,
off.
Wally, how are things going? It's like Jesus.
They
He's
gave
on
his own
TikTok.
justice- Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok, exactly.
They gave his own
Not
show,
for fat people.
the Thick
Yes.
Society, or whatever it's called.
We got to
He's
make.
got the
Seriously, we got to
thickness.
make that happen. TikTok.
Just Thick Society.
I think
Now,
it's already
it'll be-
taken.
It'll be like this, doing dancing to some terrible song.
It's a porn channel at some point. I'm sure.
You got to pay. I know I got a channel on
Like
that.
OnlyFans. Yes.
I wanna
Maybe I
do
should
that.
get an OnlyFans. That'd be good.
Yeah, just with your
Well,
hair, Johnny.
I was going to do an OnlyFans. I told you about my OnlyFans idea, right?
No.
I was just going to draw like really, really crude stick figure women, and just put them up, and those are going to be my post on OnlyFans.
We need to do some circle templates. If
Johnny
you want.
was talking about
Yeah.
ceiling fans.
Oh,
Ceiling fans.
What kind
Sorry.
of fans?
Ceiling fans, OnlyFans.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
we'll
Harper.
be his
website.
OnlyFans.
Don wants to know how many artists have featured me in their books. Well, Artie and Franco.
Yeah.
Francis
What's
Smith.
that?
Well, actually, I don't know if Franco has, but Artie has certainly.
Yeah, you're in every one of my sketchbooks.
Yes,
Mhm.
with my hair blowing off and
Sometimes naked.
my Hellboy arm. I forget what his giant arm is called.
Yeah, giant arm. Yeah, it's just you. It's
And
just
the
an
earbuds.
arm.
And farts behind me.
The earbuds flopping out of your floppy pants.
That's true too. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Scoot, did you put Johnny in a book?
I think so. Yeah, I did put Johnny in Super Kings, I think.
So that's 2. And then Francis Manipul put
Yeah,
me, Artie,
Johnny-
and Franco in one.
You were in
Shaky Shit of
Superman of
Flash,
Smallville. Both you guys were in Superman of Smallville.
right?
Yeah.
And then
you were in the Super Pets cartoon too.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, so that was cool. And then
What was the
Stuart
cowboy?
Stuart Immerman drew me, and Sarah Pacelli drew me,
Yeah.
and Chris Somney drew me. Norton put me in a JSA thing where he was where I was the mayor of that town that the JSA were in. That the last regular JSA book.
You're the principal too, Spider-Man.
Principal Suntress, absolutely.
Yeah. I
What
saw
about the
that little video.
cowboy? The cowboy
That's
one?
right, Norton. Yeah, Norton. Some online thing. Norton drew me as the cowboy. That's right.
Really?
The cowboy.
Sheriff Sunships. I like that.
That's what it looks like. I have a badge.
Maybe I'll put
like,
you in the Yogs
I'm like Slim Pickens. Hey, how are you?
Maybe I'll add you to the Yogs book. You know,
I would love that.
Yoko. You could be a Yagi named Yoko.
Yagi.
You know me, draw me in Powers. Well, as Zach said, no, they didn't draw me in Powers, but they named a school after me in Powers, which is very nice.
That's how big
And
you
then,
are, Johnny. You're a whole school.
Yeah, and then David Mack and Bendis put me in Cover, and it wasn't a drawing, but Cover. I don't know if you guys know. It's like kind of what David Mack does a lot of traveling worldwide for the State Department with his art, and meets with art schools and everything from various countries around the world. So they're like, well, what if that was a cover and David was like, it's not David, but what if a guy like David was actually a real spy? And you see this main character in the first issue, and he's at a comic convention, and a woman is saying, "Hey, I really enjoyed that last interview you did on Word Balloon," and I'm like, "Yes."
Whoa.
Yes.
So pretty cool.
I'm gonna name my next Big Mac. I'm gonna name it David when I get it.
David
Big Mac. You know,
I love
What's your
David
name?
Mack.
Big Mac.
What's your name?
Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it.
I like it. I like it. I like it. It's a good league.
So did we all see the Indiana Jones trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Looks real good.
Liked it a lot.
Liked it a lot. Yeah.
Looks
There was
good.
nothing weird in it. Everything
No.
looks promising.
Yeah.
Nothing weird. Yes.
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing cringy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mutt
yet.
Williams was missing though. For the-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
the
big
weird
shame.
part. That's what I was referencing.
They're saving it. They're saving the reveal.
He's gonna put on the hat. Him and Short Run are gonna arm wrestle for the hat. Yeah. I hope.
Man,
I hope
ever-
Short Run shows up in there. So
I was
much.
gonna say ever since D23 and
Yeah.
that fantastic picture, it's like, oh man, they should so bring him back.
Yeah,
That would be so great to see adult Short Round.
it'd be cool to see him appear with a New York Yankee hat on, and then he takes it off to put on Indiana Jones's hat. That would be cool. Or he folds it
for
up,
it.
puts it in his back pocket or something, then puts Indy's hat on. Or Indy gives him a hat like that. That would be even better.
I told you, Bendis wanted Short Round to come back and be a villain. And I'm like,
Oh.
no.
Short
Well,
Round's
but
good.
Bendis
He
is
could be.
sadistic. It
Yeah,
was a
he'd be-
funny idea, but Wolfie says Indy looked fun. Yeah, I agree.
I
I
think
think-
the rescue mission should be they're rescuing somebody who would, and it's Short Round they rescue. That would be kind of cool.
I'm just excited to see him in the 60s because
What's-
that's
yeah.
what they're saying. is,
1969.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Because I think moon landing is part of the story.
I might be in
What-
it then. I was born
what-
then.
What's the over under on the title being the Dial of Destiny and him turning back the clock and we're going back to a younger Indiana Jones somewhere with someone?
Like a
Think he'll
reboot.
regenerate into a different
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah, when I heard
I-
the title, I'm wondering what they're doing with that.
Yeah. I kind of wish they did that with Star Wars, and so they could just go back to original trilogy.
So would you make him younger, but still like in the 60s, so he could have Indiana Jones in the 70s and 80s and all that stuff? Or would you want to send him back completely with time to earlier ages?
Maybe
I
if
like
he
him
can meet
in the
himself.
40s.
I agree, Scoot.
didn't
That
think
truly that teaser that Ray Winston says in Crystal Skull. Remember our adventures in the 40s, and it's like, yeah, man, good lord, there's tons of stories there for you.
Yeah.
I think they should bring back Sean Connery as a Force Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Junior.
You're no longer a slave.
I'm going to scam a ghost. Ooh. That's what he would do.
Yeah.
No, Dad.
I like when they
Junior.
asked someone, I think it was Conan O'Brien or someone asked Harrison Ford, how was it when you showed up in Rise of Skywalker, spoiler, as a ghost? Were you a Force ghost? And he just stares at him. And he's like, I don't know what the hell that is.
He was a memory.
Shut up.
He was something. It's weird because he never appeared before me.
Zach wants to know, do we think they should continue on after this one with a new indie? I know Ford doesn't think so, but I'm guessing Disney will keep it going. Of course they're going to keep it going.
They're talking about a Disney Plus series. That's what the rumor is. I saw a bunch of articles already.
Sure.
I haven't,
should get the guy from Solo to play him.
Yeah.
They should get Chris Pratt to play him, right?
Chris Pratt would be a good indie.
Mario?
Get the Neil Patrick Harris, but not Neil Patrick Harris. The guy who played him. His name was Patrick.
Yeah, Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, that guy.
That's him. Artie, that's one of the smartest things I ever heard you say.
Thanks.
I'm serious. I never would have thought of that.
What about the short round thing? That was smart too.
That was pretty smart, and also your defensive Superman 4.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's the only smart thing you said.
So the smartest thing you heard him say was, "You should get the Neil Patrick Harris guy, but not the Neil Patrick Harris guy."
Yeah, pretty much.
Patrick Flannery.
I can translate. I know what he meant.
Yeah,
but
that guy.
True.
Because he's already Indiana Jones.
He's exactly, and he's a good buffer. So you don't immediately replace Harrison Ford. And one movie with Neil Patrick Harris as Indy. I think I'm, and playing him like Barney in How I Met Your Mother, or Doogie Howser. Either one will be fine.
Yeah, he travels in time.
And then Bradley Cooper.
Who was hit? Yes, exactly.
That was my pick years ago, Bradley Cooper.
Brad wants to know: did we ever watch the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I watched some of it, but I didn't.
I want to know. I want to know where the version of Indy with the eye patch shows up.
Yeah,
when does the eye patch?
Right,
happen?
90-year-old. Yeah, 90 whatever year old Indian.
Cool
close.
Did you guys hear? They got rid of them. They took them out of. They cleansed all of the Young Indiana Jones episodes of that older Indy with the eye patch. They took them out. I don't know why.
Took it out.
Because everybody speculates that the eye patch was like due to some adventure, but it was really due to cataracts. So
then he bought a Ford instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Where's it's 4:00. I'm here for my early bird special. Dr. Jones, sit down.
Do you know why Teslas are so expensive?
Oh,
because they charge a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Bazooka Joe writing staff on line 1 for you.
Yeah. That reminds me, you ever wonder how much Santa Claus pays to park his sleigh? Nothing. It's on the house.
Okay, and then actually, how about the Guardians holiday special?
Yes.
That was good. I liked
it. I saw that too.
Haven't seen that.
I hope it's not a spoiler, Scope, but old 97's their song. I'll just say that is so good.
I don't know what that is. I saw you post, but I don't know what that means.
The song that
the band that plays in the beginning.
The band that plays at the beginning of the holiday special.
They're the old 97s.
Yeah, it's a real band.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Artie, they used to come to Chicago all the time.
Well, I knew they had to be somebody because they closed up on their faces a lot, but I didn't look it up. But
the Guardians 3 trailer looked good too.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The Guardians 3 trailer.
Yeah.
They got their uniforms on.
Yeah, from the comics.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Wayne is literally the only person I know that does not like the Guardians holiday special.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
People get
That's
mad
okay.
at me.
He's allowed to not like it.
and people get mad at me because I didn't like Andor that much.
Well, he might be dead inside.
Brad says regarding those Indiana Jones Chronicles, they combined episodes into movies for VHS. I remember that. And he said, yeah, they edited out the eye patch indie parts. Bummer.
Oh, D. Brad is here. I like D. Brad.
I haven't seen the Ant-Man trailer yet.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Murray's in it.
It looks good. It looks just like more Ant-Man to me.
Good. I like Ant-Man.
So, yeah, Ant-Man was good. But I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry to run out and see it.
I really wish they would have. And I know it costs money to de-age him, but I really would love to see some Henry Pym Ant-Man adventures.
Oh yeah,
they
tried it with Paul Rudd, but the de-aging doesn't work on him. It looks the same.
He looks the same.
Yeah, they're like, oh man.
Except when he was a baby in Endgame and he peed his pants.
Was he a baby in that one?
Remember when they were screwing with the time crystals, they didn't have it right yet.
So. Oh, I gotta watch that. I only seen it once. I seen those two, Endgame and Infinity Gauntlet War, once. I gotta watch them again.
What's Franco doing?
Oh, you're on the air.
I don't know. He froze, and then he needed a new. Now he's fine. He's messing with us.
No, I'm still frozen.
It's frozen. Mm-hmm.
It dropped out for a second.
Those are some of my favorite old convention photos here and there of. I forget, like we would be in the front, and Frank would always be photobombing in the back and just.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I do what I can.
Mm-hmm. I'm easily. Exactly.
Oh,
pretty much. Thank you. That is my every morning ritual. What you just heard.
I feel a little better now. Thanks.
Coughing and farting at the same time.
I
immediately lose 2 pounds just from air.
Out of every orifice.
I like that Johnny's all alone in his apartment and still can't have dead air. I love
it. Dead air.
It's true.
Hard as black as coal.
I think he's responding to my comment about him not liking the Guardians holiday special. Any favorite birthday memories from childhood? Certain gifts that stand out. Gifts, absolutely. More so Christmas than birthdays. And obviously, I really got the double whammy in the best way. I know having Christmas both as your birthday and
it's almost the same day. Yeah.
So are you the 24th for your birthday?
I'm 24. Yeah. And my mom is the 25th, so her birthday's on Christmas. So it's kind of that's kind of cool, kind of weird. We have a lot of cake and presents.
Excellent. My one Christmas, and this is comic book related, I got both the Superman and Batman 30s to the 70s hardcover books that collected a bunch of the comics from those decades. And then also remember it had a black cover, Secret Origins of DC Heroes.
Yes, I do.
And that was really cool because that had amazing stories in it. I want to say it wasn't Mike Grell.
The one about Green Goblin.
They had a Green Arrow origin story, and I think Mike Grell drew it. I could be wrong, but I thought Mike Grell drew it. But it was him millionaire on the boat, and then just like the CW Arrow show, that their origin was pretty much the comic origin and stuff. But yeah, and then they even had not only a great Wonder Woman solo story, but they had the Nubia story. That's when I found out who Nubia was. Her
villainess. Yeah.
No, maybe at the very beginning, but no, they totally embraced as sisters and everything. No, it was very much a yay women story.
Yay.
It was a good story. Yay women.
Yeah,
Kanye.
No.
Yeah, no, not him. Definitely not him. But yeah, so that was, and I also got the coffee table book version of The Hobbit that had all the Rankin Bass animation art from the original series and stuff. That was amazing. So that's my greatest birthday / Christmas.
Whoa.
Well, hey, if you're looking for to get someone a Christmas present this holiday season, consider Wrapped Up Volume 1 or Volume 2.
Volume 2.
I got these from the library because I have not read them, and I genuinely wanted to read them. So I got Volume 1 and 2. Think about it. It's a good gift.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, by our own Scoot McMahon and Dave Scheit.
Squatchy.
Brought to you by.
Very true.
Stinks.
I still have some of Scoot's books in my subscription slot at the store. I pick up things every week, and I'm down to half a box now. Yeah, I'm the one who's holding up the rent. You know, you better get him in there, Baltazar. Come get your stuff. Yeah,
I hear you, man.
That's good though.
Oh,
what happened?
Okay. Scoot will be back. Felicity woke up.
Oh,
yeah.
They're on the show.
Felicity Kendall.
Baby girl, baby girl.
Oh, now it's just the four of us. Finally.
Here, unsolicited promo for Wrapped Up. Wrapped Up 1 and 2 are awesome. Heard there may be a volume 3 at some point down the road. We'll have to ask Scoot that when he comes back. Jamar. I'm
Jamar.
Good to see you.
Yeah, Jamar.
Jamar's a good man. Yagams.
Absolutely, he's a good man.
I like that guy.
So
yes.
Some of my favorite times are with him and cheesesteak. Let me tell you.
Zach's throwing in a good conversation question. Oh, thanks, Jamar. Real fast. Thank you, man. Very kind, Jamar. Thank you very much. He's saying happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thank you very much. Zach says, sorry if you've already talked about this. We haven't. Thoughts on James Gunn taking on DC Studios? All the teasers he's been posting, including Kingdom Come most recently. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited.
I hope he does good. I just want good movies.
Hey, the guy has a great movie track record.
Yeah.
He obviously likes the property. He showed us with the Suicide Squad movie and Peacekeeper. It's like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm thrilled. I
agree.
Just let him go, and if you don't interfere with him, then you'll get a good movie.
That's just it. Hopefully they let him go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, hopefully they'll keep him on, and they'll just let him work.
Yeah. Exactly. But so far they haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the tones of both Suicide Squad and Peacekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I had enough of Peacekeeper was long enough. I mean, where it didn't feel too long. It ended just in time, and like, oh, good, that was nice and solid, good story. And so a second season would be cool to go another way, you know.
Yeah.
Doubt says Gunn also announced that there'll be more synergy between DC films and DC games too. That's great. Hey, I want an Injustice movie. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
You know, like show us a Dark Justice League where everyone's conniving and everything.
Yeah,
and Aquaman and Wonder Woman want to kill each other. It's like that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can reprise my my role as the computer voice in the second Injustice game.
Injustice 2.
I want to see
Injustice
Brainiac.
2. Skoke. What's the subtitle of that?
Still Skoke.
Skoke does not compute.
I myself cannot wait for the Injustice League Spring Break Lawyer crossover.
Ooh,
that'd be good.
Wow! So now you're talking.
Who would be farting in the JLA satellite?
Probably Guy Gardner, right? He looks like he would do that.
I think Guy Gardner is an excellent choice. Yes,
Martian Manhunter, maybe.
Yeah, but he would camouflage himself as somebody else. Yeah, he did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Clayface, I bet he could do some damage. Yeah,
Salman Grundy. Mm-hmm.
That one came out a little wet, Clay. What the hell? Oh, Clayface, come on, man.
It smells like man mud.
Clay man.
Clay man. Hey man.
Commercial from Anthony. Spring Break Lawyer, greatest VHS I own. If anyone wants a signed copy, direct DM him.
Hey, it's going to cost you. Whoever wants to buy that, it's a premium price on that.
Yes, I am very proud of Spring Break Lawyer.
I'd like to see DC do something cool with Brainiac. Bring him back as like the major villain. You know?
You gotta blow up stills, Skoke, of your jogging scene, or your in the crowd as they're coming out of the courtroom scene and stuff like that, and have a table. Because my buddy and I were talking about conventions. And I'm like, dude, I'm not kidding. It's Star Trek. It's like there are people that it's like, oh yeah, I'm the second witness in the Jack the Ripper Scotty episode from the original series. Here's my photo. Sign me.
Yeah, I saw.
Go ahead.
One of the Jawas had a table.
Yeah,
like he claimed that he had pictures of himself from A New Hope, and he's like, that was me right there. So yeah, it's true. Like if they can do it, why?
You kind of need
yeah. What are the odds of you getting on Cameo and in a skin suit and doing cameos for people?
Now you're talking.
Yeah,
that's what I need. That's what I need to do.
I did one for my wife's birthday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd be happy to. I just have to get on Cameo first. That's the first step. Hey. Jamie Farr here from the TV
if Curly's
series
grandson can be on Cameo, anything is possible.
Andre Dawson.
I know you're a big Stooge fan. Here's Curly's grandson. He doesn't look like him or sound like him, but he's very sincere. He's very courageous.
He has memories of his grandfather. Very courageous.
It's wonderful. The teaching is wonderful. Shut up and take a pie in the face, you little asshole.
Call him a rectum.
Hey, guess what? Somebody's already had his pain medicine for the evening, everybody. Boy, oh boy. Arnie, fire up the bong. It's going to be a big rain delay. Oh, boy. Hey,
nothing hurts from my neck up.
I got some prime Kush for us, Harry. Hold on 1 second. Good face, Francis. I like it.
Kush?
Yes.
Oh, good. I like it.
Oh, I was telling you guys off the air. You can watch on YouTube Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movies from 1970. It's Hercules.
Really?
Hercules in New York.
Oh, when he was dubbed, his voice was dubbed.
Yes, Arnold Strong. His name. Let's call him Arnold Strong. Why? Because he's so big.
Is that what they call? Oh, they changed his name too.
Yeah, that's his name in the movie.
Arnold Strong. And his voice was dubbed real bad.
Yeah, it's I forget what podcast I was listening to, but they're like, yeah, it sounds like a bad Godzilla movie. Hello, I'm Hercules.
Excuse me, Father, but what is this, New York City? Yeah, it was dumb. I
couldn't watch it. It wasn't him in the Three Stooges Meet Hercules, was it? No.
No, I wish it was.
Hercules.
That's it. Honestly, that's one of the better Curly Joe movies.
I
will step out and say Three Stooges Meet Hercules is actually pretty funny.
Look what I found.
Oh, hey, wait a minute, Mo. I'm in a time machine, Mo.
What's the matter with you? Yeah, this is great. Because what they do is they do go back in time. They find a time machine. They're just supposed to clean the laboratory, but of course, Larry's got to open the door and go inside.
He's curious.
And they describe everything they do, like because it's audio only. Mo's going, "Yo, dummy, why don't you turn the handle?" Okay, Mo, I'm going to turn the handle now. Oh, I just opened the door. Come on, guy, let's get inside. Now we're inside. They describe everything. It's pretty good.
I love it, man. No, I love those albums. They made a birthday album, and they're singing like two on top of Old Smokey, and I can't remember. We're coming to your house to have a good time, and then at one point I forget what happens, and Curly Joe like leaves and like, hey Mo, let's go find Curly Joe, and all of a sudden the music's still playing. And Mo goes, "You'd think the numbskulls in the band would know enough to stop playing the music while we're looking for Curly Joe." And it's just it's like the funniest thing on the album.
Dick Clark makes an appearance as
Stooges Christmas album.
Yeah, but he's playing a fictional character named Click Dart.
Oh
boy.
You can't sue them then.
Click Dart.
Here's the back.
Is he an alien? Click Dart.
Click Dart is he's like a host, a American Bandstand Ryan Seacrest type host, if you can believe it. That was a bit of a stretch for Dick. Oh, let's see, 1983.
Well, Dick Clark.
Well,
Dick Clark was the Ryan Seacrest of his time.
Yeah, that's the reissue year, Skoke from Rhino.
They
were dead by then. Cool. Hey, I think we're dead in '83, numbskull. Hey Mo, we're really dead. Yeah.
You think they stopped releasing stuff? Yeah.
I like all of that. How about this, Franco?
What a
Zach
noise!
says he wanted to let you know he listened to our interview and picked up Dead Men Tells the Spooky Tales book. It's great. Glad I picked it up.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
book.
all those cheeseball stooge things they did in the 60s, that's when they really made money.
Hey, the Three Stooges Nonsense Songbook. That's another one. That's an album they recorded. It has Mares You Dotes on there. Old MacDonald Had a Farm. The song, the B.A. Bay, B.E.B.
Yeah, B.I. Bicky Bye, B.O. That's a great song.
Some instant classics on that one. The Merry-Go-Round Broke Down. Oh.
That's the Looney Tunes theme. That's the title
really?
of the Looney Tunes.
Yep.
The merry-go-round broke down. Hey, the merry-go-round broke down, Mo. Yeah.
We were just watching White Christmas.
Hey,
Bing
how you
Crosby.
doing? I think Bing Crosby's on that one. I like it.
And I watched it first, most of it, and the scene where him and the other guy, I forgot who his name is.
Danny Kaye.
Yeah, Danny Kaye. They keep going in and out of all these shows, and it reminded me of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Oh yeah, no, they were.
They were
funny.
Cool.
They were funny to God when they make fun of the Rosemary Clooney and Vera Ellen, the sisters.
Yeah,
and they do their
Oh yeah,
bit, and they got the boas, the big feather boas, and Bing Crosby literally loses his stuff. And that's like an honest.
Yeah.
I've heard interviews. It's like no, Bing really lost his mind when Danny Kaye was screwing with him and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great because you really just see Bing Crosby just naturally enjoy himself and laugh for a minute.
And what got me too is in the beginning. Spoiler: they were singing to the troops in the middle of a war zone, so you see explosions going on in the background, and they decided to play some really loud music in the middle of a war. Let everyone know where they are.
That's true.
So that made me laugh. Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, Danny Kaye's funny. I love Danny Kaye movies.
Oh, yeah.
The vessel with the pestle is the flagon that is with the dragon. The flagon with the dragon
has the brew that is true. The poison in the pellets in the vessel with the pestle. The flagon with the dragon is the brew that is true.
There you go.
That's
the Corchester. And Skoke knows because we're both massive Gilbert Gottfried fans. Every comedian that was on that had worked with Danny Kaye in the past say biggest jerk ever in show business. And even poor George Carlin, Danny Kaye was his hero. And when he was a kid in New York, he went backstage to say hi to him as he was walking in or whatever. And Kaye totally blew him off and it crushed him. Oh. And he said later in the 70s, he did meet him and he's like, I didn't tell him. I didn't want to, he goes, that's okay.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah,
you guys know, was it Danny Kaye who does Moses supposes his toes are roses? That's
No. Excuse me.
That's the Stooges, isn't it?
That's Singing in the Rain. That's Donald O'Connor.
Oh, yeah.
And Gene Kelly. But it's
I'm glad I
very
asked.
reminiscent. Yeah, but it is that same. Sylvia Fine was Danny Kaye's wife, and she wrote a lot. She and he together wrote a lot of the songs, the novelty songs.
I love Singing in the Rain.
The dancing in that White Christmas movie is really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just watching too. They had to build sets because it looks like the whole movie was filmed on a set. It was not on location. Oh, yeah. And so, man, they had to build all this stuff. They had to paint the backgrounds and curtains and stuff. It was cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Was that originally in black and white, or was it always color?
They remade it was always in color, White Christmas. But White Christmas is a remake of a Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire movie called Holiday Inn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it's pretty much the same story.
Yeah, I remember we had to watch Holiday Inn all the time with Grandma. Yeah.
Wow.
Sit down. We're watching this. Yeah. That one we had to watch the one where John Wayne is Irish and he's fighting guys in the woods.
Quiet Man.
The Quiet Man. Yeah. All the time I had to watch.
I like how every family had certain ones that they had to watch all the time, and in my household it was always Robin Hood and West Side Story.
That's great.
The Moses one, the
Ten Commandments.
The 10 Commandments. Those are the three that we watched no matter when they were on. We would watch them all the time.
We had to watch Captain Blood all the time with Errol Flynn.
Harold Flynn. Absolutely, Errol Flynn.
Absolutely. Harold Flynn. Harold Flint.
There's a Cheers episode where Coach is looking in the mirror and he's like, well, I'm no Harold Flynn, but and everybody laughs and they go, Coach, it's Errol Flynn. And then Carla goes, no, Harold Flynn. He was the second baseman for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
No hit. Harold Flynn. I'm no Harold Flynn. Awesome.
Christmas movies.
Yeah,
let's go around the horn.
Yes,
like, what's your favorite, or if you have more than one, what might that be? Johnny, go ahead.
Jeez.
My favorite Christmas movie, because it hasn't burned on me, is one that I only discovered about 20 years ago. It's from 1949. It's called Holiday Affair. And it's Janet Leigh from Psycho, the blonde that gets in the shower. Dink, dink, dink. She is a war. Dink, 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 dink. She's a war widow, and she's going to marry Wendell Corey, who's this very nice guy next door, boring as hell guy. She's got a son, and she wants her son to have a father. And all of a sudden, Robert Mitchum is a toy salesman who gets fired and meets the son in the park, and all of a sudden just gets sucked into this Christmas movie. As I always say, it's like film noir, hard gangster Robert Mitchum took a wrong turn and all of a sudden found himself in a Christmas movie. The hell am I doing here? All right. It's just Robert Mitchum being Robert Mitchum. And essentially he goes, Janet, I think Wendell's a great guy, but I think you ought to be with me. And it's just this very nice little triangle romance movie. It's called Holiday Affair, and they now show it a lot more than they used to. And that's my favorite Christmas movie.
That's a good pick. I like it.
I'm glad he went old school like that, because if he picked something modern, I think I would have been disappointed. But I like that Johnny went
Johnny goes deep. Yeah, he goes deep. It's got deep
I like
cuts.
old movies. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Art? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I'm more of a classic. The classic response is like It's a Wonderful Life and Christmas Story. But the one thing I love beyond every holiday movie is the WGN Frosty. When you go Frosty boom boom, Frosty boom boom, when you jump around and sing.
Is that
those
the black and white cartoons?
Yeah,
for the 50s.
the Frosty the Snowman cartoon. And I love that. Even in the new one, when he says "Happy Birthday," I love those.
Oh, that's with Billy DeWolf as the magician that he gets.
Yeah, my little hat. Busy. Yeah, busy. Yeah, and then the little rabbit puts the snow, gets Santa Claus. I love that.
That's a good one.
But I'm on Wonderful Life guy. We already watched it. We watched it on Thanksgiving already, and I want to watch that new Ralphie movie.
Me too.
Yeah,
Christmas story.
Yeah, Christmas story, Christmas. Like Sonny saw it, and he watched it, and I saw him watching it, and I didn't want to find out, and I just said, without telling me, was it good? He goes, it's not hurting. Like, all right, that's all.
Good.
No hammers. He said, no hammers, not.
Yeah,
hurting.
I want to watch that one too.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. We'll probably watch it on when Gordy comes back home and stuff. He's back.
Peter Billingsley, behind the scenes as he got older, is like a big comedy producer. He's always producing Jon Favreau stuff and Vince Vaughn stuff. And Vince Vaughn had Vince Vaughn had a live comedy show that he would tour with, his Wild West show. And he came to Chicago, was at the Chicago Theater. And Faison Love, isn't that his name from Elf? The big heavyset black gentleman?
Oh, I had no idea.
I think so. Yes.
He was there. Peter Billingsley was there. And they all did stuff on stage, and it was really funny. But I'm like, if he's going to come back and, this has been in his pocket all his life to do a sequel to Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hope he was waiting for the right script.
I think that's what it was, because there's been stuff on record saying I'm not coming back till the script is.
Yeah. And I like that they have all the original kids. They're all grown up now. Yeah, I have to watch
Flick.
that one.
Even Flick, who made the porno movie.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah. Yeah, he was a producer, or he was in it, right? Didn't he star in the movies? Oh,
he made. Well, they made a porno movie of him not being a virgin anymore.
Yeah.
Wolfie says he really enjoyed the Christmas Story Christmas. Well worth to see.
Oh, cool. I'm
I want to wait a little closer to the 25th.
Yeah, I got to get my whole family, because ever since the whole week, I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen my wife in 3 days. She's been here, but we're on different schedules. My daughter's in and out of the place, but nobody's home right now. After Christmas, everybody went pew pew. They're all ping ponging all over the place.
All right, let's finish the other two. Franco or Skoke, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
For me, I love It's a Wonderful Life. I watch it every year. Love that movie. And I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan, but I love Elf.
Elf
It
is
is it's so stupid and so fun and so upbeat. Like when he just gets so excited, like, you know, when they're in the department store and Santa's gonna Santa, like I just love that movie. I've watched it so many times. Yeah,
Bob Newhart is as his dad, and when he's when Will Ferrell's sitting on his lap, buddy, you know, you're heavy. You know, he was awesome. I love Bob Newhart. Everybody, James Caan,
James Caan, Ed Asner. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan, but I just love Elf. I love Elf.
I never saw it. I got to watch it.
Man,
you're kidding. Artie, it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell's the guy who's not making me want to watch it. It's really weird.
I'm the same way. Like when he shows up and stuff, I'm like, oh man, but it's just so much funny. So
I gotta watch
so much funny. Yeah.
I'll make sure.
I haven't seen Doubt Says the Will Ferrell Ryan Reynolds musical.
I watched it. Yeah, it was all right.
It's basically a Christmas Carol, right?
Yep. But with a twist, which is
all right. Skoke, Skoke. What about you? Favorite?
Sure. To finish it off here, I'm going with Muppet Christmas Carol.
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
I like it. That's one of my favorite retellings. Second favorite retelling of Christmas Carol would be the Alistair Sim version of it.
Yeah. Sure, that is the better. I mean, I like the MGM one just fine, but the Alistair Sim Scrooge is much better. I agree with that. And by the way, it's that bloody Michael Caine. Don't I play Scrooge in the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Yes, Michael, and you're excellent in that movie. He's great in that part, and he plays it straight, which makes it play really nicely with the Muppets. I love how they cast the Muppets.
I have tomorrow off, sir. You bloody frog. What do you want tomorrow off for?
That's why I think Rizzo the Rat became like they pull him forward, right? That's I think the movie I first saw him.
It's Christmas Day, Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you see my comment?
Oh, and the songs too. I have to say, written by Paul Williams are great in that movie too.
Hello, Merry Christmas. Hello, just an old-fashioned love song.
Did they sing
that on the radio? Did
they sing 12 Days of Christmas in there? Because I love the Muppets 12 Days of Christmas on the radio is awesome.
That's that's from an album they did with John Denver.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And Beaker's on there. Beep, 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 beep. I love that.
Yep, that's a good one. Yeah.
A lot of votes for Scrooge.
A lot of votes for Scrooge.
That's right. People love it. People love our Bill Murray. We love our buddy Hackett in the TV version, of course. Playing
Buddy Hackett, that's right. And what's the gymnast? Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton is tiny.
That's right.
And does the backflip at the end. God bless us, everyone.
She in it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, John Forsythe, Charlie from Charlie's Angels is Bill Murray's Marley, basically.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting movie. You know, I'm my buddy Susan, who wished me a happy birthday today. She is really good friends with Carol Kane. And, you know, Carol Kane, of course, plays the ghost of Christmas Present.
Liar! She was
from Princess Bride.
From Princess Bride.
She's going to be on Strange New Worlds, the Star Trek show.
Oh, I saw that.
As the new engineer. And I'm like, oh, you got to get me. She's like, hey, she really is like a good friend of mine. I'm sure she'll do it. So I can't wait to talk to her. And I'm
that's awesome.
Talking about Scrooge. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. John Glover doubts says Lionel Luthor. That's right. He's the asshole. Pardon me.
Sphincter muscle.
Yes, a bad guy that's trying to get Bill Murray fired.
Rectal cavity.
And of course, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm a fan. I like it.
I remember in college I had tickets to go see Bobcat Goldthwait, and this kid that I barely knew came up to me. He goes, "Oh, hey, I heard you had tickets to go see what the hell did he call him? He called him something else, and I'm like, what? Like some other famous guy. I had it in my head.
Candy cane.
Yeah. I like all the noise. I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah, sorry.
We got Scoot today.
Yeah.
The part of Scoot will be played by Art and Franco.
Yeah,
in various moments. Poor Scoot.
On the first
We love
day
him,
of
and that's why
Yoko
we
chips.
abuse him. The best of the business.
I got another item here from my album diving. This is
Johnny
Johnny
Mathis.
Mathis.
Oh my, Artie!
Sounds
give
of
us
Christmas.
Look
What a deal! $5.99.
No, but I was hoping for more of the Johnny Mathis nonsense stuff. The way he sings.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Show
yeah.
us the back cover there.
Back cover.
Who are the two guys that are not, or three guys that are not Johnny Mathis?
Is this Simon and Garfunkel on the back?
Oh, that's Jack Fearman, the conductor. Dan Costa, the arranger.
Oh, Dan, that's a big name. Dan or Don?
Don. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, because he's. I've heard Sinatra. All right, then this next song is written by Jimmy Van Heusen with arrangements by Don Costa. Here we go. Rainy Day in London Town. All right.
And then Paul Francis Webster, the composer.
Hello, I'm Paul Francis Webster. I wrote all the songs that Mr. Mathis sings on this Christmas album. I hope you enjoy them.
I love the way Johnny Mathis sings. that haltingness.
One of my dad's first jobs out of the war was filling. This is such a great mob kind of job, but he wasn't in the mob. But vending machines were definitely mob controlled. That said, it was filling cigarette machines. That was his job, going from club to club. And he went, and I forget which club it was here in Chicago, but he caught Johnny Mathis doing a dress rehearsal. He's like, I stayed for an extra hour just to watch him sing. I'm like, that's great, Dad. That's amazing. And he's in the early 50s in Johnny Mathis's prime.
He's still kicking, Johnny Mathis. He's still going. Just a couple years ago, 2019, he released another Christmas album.
Yep.
Really?
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Old, but Merry Christmas.
He sounds great.
Get some of these.
Still got it.
Zach says Mathis is going to be doing a holiday concert his way.
That's crazy. He's still doing that. Wow.
He was in Chicago within the last 6 months. Artie, ever go to those shows in St. Charles or in Des Plaines?
I have. Not for many months.
They advertise them a lot on Me TV radio.
Yeah.
It's great because they get good names and they're like reasonably priced concerts. And I know Johnny Mathis did one for him, and I know Wayne Newton did. And Michael Feinstein, who sings the Great American Songbook.
Haven't been in years. Like 100. Like
good stuff.
Not quite 100. Close to it.
I want to say it was spring. Last concert I went to was spring. No, this summer, Chucky and I went to Fitzgerald's.
Chucky.
But in the spring, I saw the English Beat.
Oh yeah, the Beatles cover band.
No, the 80s kind of new wave reggae band. We're in the bathroom, please talk free. They're a lot of their music's in that Grosse Pointe Blank movie, John Cusack. Where he's
yeah.
Where he's the hitman. Yeah.
I like it.
Great band.
I love Beatles cover bands.
Love the Beatles. We all love the Beatles. We all love the long and winding road. Go ahead.
They're four of the greatest Americans we've ever had, the Beatles.
Right.
Which one is Ringo?
We just played Mar-a-Lago. They were the band at Tiffany's wedding.
We had Ringo here. He played the drums like you wouldn't believe.
A lot of people don't realize that. They ask Ringo, the drums, where did that come from?
He plays the tambourine.
What was that?
They just had the tribute to George Harrison. Just maybe the day after Thanksgiving, it was on the PBS.
Wonderful.
I just saw Ringo in concert. He was great.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Yes, you
did.
yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's right.
What was Trump going to say about the Beatles again?
No, just true. Ringo plays the tambourine too, and he does jumping jacks. Franco, you saw Ringo do jumping jacks, didn't you?
I did.
He's in his 80s, but he can jump like
he can jump a jack.
He can jump a jack like you wouldn't believe. Like nobody's business. He can jump a jack.
I think he caught a cold and then COVID or something like that, like right after the concert.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, bummer. No, you always got to win.
I think he's back out and touring again though.
Out doing his thing.
I'm too ill. Like I'll do it. Yeah. I saw him back in 2001.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, he was there with his all-star band. I think it was at the Allstate or the Rosemont Theater or something like that.
Rosemont Theater, yeah. That's
yeah.
convention.
Here in town, yeah, he was great. And Paul McCartney, I've seen him several times. 6 times
Yeah,
I've seen
I
Paul.
seen him at Soldier Field.
Oh
Paul
yeah,
McCartney.
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, in the late 80s.
When did you see him?
I think it was like 89, maybe 88.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe in 1990. It was
So
around
Linda
that
was still with him back then.
Yeah. He was singing. He sang all John Lennon songs, and they said it was the first time he had ever done that in concert.
I think I've told this story before. Steve Dahl, the afternoon radio host from Chicago here, he managed to get, I don't know how they found it or how they got it, but it was a live performance of Hey Jude, and they isolated Linda's microphone.
Oh, my God.
And it was not pretty. And they used to play it all the time. And I believe one of Linda's brothers lived in Chicago, got word to the McCartneys, and they got a serious cease and desist lawyer letter.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, all right, never mind. But for however long they played it, man, they played the hell out of it. And it was very mean. And yeah, poor Linda did not have a great voice. And you can kind of tell if you listen to the Wings albums.
Yeah,
she's here. Whatever the equivalent was of that. What do they call it? Skoke, the auto tune. Yeah, whatever the version of auto tune was back then. Yeah, they cleaned it up a lot. It's like the
nah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I almost saw Paul McCartnney once.
Where? Up by you?
I was at the DC offices, and the Ed Sullivan Theater with David Letterman was right across the street, and you could see it from their offices. And I left like about 15 minutes before he got up on the roof and did a mini concert on the roof, and I missed it. So I got home and saw it on the news. I'm like, mother.
Yeah, that sucks. Jeez.
Yeah, he didn't do it. He just did it.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw the Who. I saw the Kinks. I saw the Stones. Never saw the Beatles. Never saw the living Beatles.
What was your first concert? Yeah.
My first concert. Let's go around the horn.
Yeah.
My first concert was, of all bands, because my 7 years older stepbrother could not get a date to go with him, and he didn't want to eat the ticket.
Yeah.
We saw Jethro Tull in 1978 at the old Chicago Stadium, and one of my XRT coworkers, Tom Marker, was the MC, and I'm like, hey, remember when you did that? Oh yeah, and I'm like, that was my first concert. Oh my God, that's amazing. So that cool. Sadly was my first concert at Jethro Tull.
Nice.
Wasn't there a guy who played the flute in there?
Ian Anderson, your lead, sitting on a park bench,
rock the flute. Yeah.
Starts running down his nose.
He rocked it. He rocked that flute.
So yes, he did. It was very solo. It was very like bad, like medieval times music when they would get into flute solos. And he's literally prancing around, moving his flute up and down. There's no sexual connotation there.
It's too bad.
He's moving his flute up and down.
Don't pay attention, Mom. I swear to God, it's clean. I swear to God, Mom. Mr. Anderson was fooling with his flute, but that's not sexual. I swear to God.
Go wash that flute before you put your mouth on it. What?
Oh, that's funny. I guess Dowd found it. I'm listening to Linda sing Hey Jude. This is rough. Oh. Exactly, man. I can't believe it's on YouTube now. Oh, let Linda rest, please.
Yeah. Dowd, be careful. Be careful, Dowd. You're going to get a cease and desist letter.
For listening.
Oh, Wayne says Paul played the I can't remember if I think it's the Mull of Kintyre, not the Mule of Kintyre. Here's my Mule of Kintyre. I hope you like it.
I want to hear that version.
That's the drug trafficking version of Mull of Kintyre.
My first concert was like,
go ahead. Yeah, no,
hello.
Go.
Is it me you're looking for?
Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie, yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and it was right at that height with All Night Long and all that.
Yeah, that album, Can't Slow Me Down. That's a great album. I'm sure you agree. And forgive me, I do want to hear your story, but my good friend from DC and I were talking today. I'm like, Lionel Richie, likely one of the most underappreciated songwriter performers of popular music. And
wrote all Kenny Rogers hits too, Yep. And Kenny Rogers, Lionel Richie and Barry Gibb were probably the two best, historically probably.
Yeah, but I think Barry Gibb, especially more recently, is getting his due.
Yeah.
But I do think Lionel Richie, and especially that album was incredible. All Night Long, and
yeah.
Can't Slow Me Down,
Yeah.
Penny Lover.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, and I love his Commodores with the Still is good, and Sunday Morning, Easy like Sunday Morning.
Easy's that's a Commodore song. It's a great song.
He sang all those. That was good.
Yes.
He had a white suit.
And wrote them.
Yeah, he's all white. Yeah, white suit with he looked like the album cover.
Sure.
Big hair. Yeah, the white piano. It was cool. Yeah. The big baby grand. Yeah,
that's cool. Awesome, man. No, I'm a huge fan. What was your first concert, Francis?
My first concert was Rush, actually, and I believe it was Power Windows tour, I think.
Was that what it was called, for real?
I have no idea.
I think so. Maybe. I could be wrong. It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago, and there was a lot of stuff happening at the time. So,
Fly by night away from here.
It was a good concert, yeah.
I'm a big fan. Yeah. I like Rush. I'm surprisingly, and I only owned Rush's greatest hits, but I'm like, I kind of think I'm a Rush fan. They're okay. I know they're that hair band. They're part of that hair band era, and most of them, I'm like, all right, shut up, But
they were great, man. Yeah, it's just I just sat there in utter amazement that all of this sound is coming out of three people. So,
absolutely. What do you got, Skoke?
Well, I was thinking back. I was hoping that my first concert was James Taylor, because I did see him live when I was in college. But
you mean cool. This kind of Carolina in my mind, James Taylor?
That's the one. That's the one. But it wasn't him. That's earlier, a couple years before him. Blues Traveler came to Bradley. Where I went to school in Peoria, and so I was there because that's what everybody was doing. I had really no interest in Blues Traveler at all.
John Popper.
Yeah, and he played so much harmonica during that thing. It was like, wow, is that all they do? I don't even know. I still don't know, but I did not enjoy it. So I'm really sorry I went. I really am. And if I could have gotten that $10 back, I would have. I should have
$10. Wow.
Yeah, because that was not worth it. And I mean, the next year they brought Sugar Ray to our school. And I didn't go to that, but I heard that was okay. And but James Taylor, he came to the Peoria Civic Center. He was great. I saw him when I saw
James Taylor too.
Yeah, I've seen him several times as well. I'm a big fan. I love when they would bring out the reel to reel. And he would sing "To Shower the People," and he would harmonize with himself.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. That's when I saw him. All right, everybody, I got a great one for you right now. I love James Taylor. I'm a mess. I've always been a fan of his. In fact, MeTV Radio, if you don't have it in your city, you could stream it, and it is honestly, and again, because I'm an old fart and I admit it, but like they're the last radio station that when I listen to them, I'm like, wow, that's a song I have not heard since.
Yeah. ... Yeah, they have deep cuts. I listen to. Yeah.
Yeah. Sunday night. And I mean, it was a big hit back in the day, but it's him and Carly Simon singing Mock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great song. Great song. But I'm a huge fan. Wayne says his first concert was April Wine. I saw April Wine open for Styx for the Cornerstone tour back in the day. Wow. And Dowd says, I feel young in this group. My first concert was Cypress Hill, and my last was a couple years ago seeing Erasure.
I saw Cypress Hill, too. Yeah. I saw a lot of bands in the 90s, a lot of the alternative rock bands. I saw Insane in a Membrane guys. I think that's them, right?
Yeah. What was your last? We all said the first. What was your last, Art? Do you remember?
I just went to one with my kids. I take my daughter and her friends to see Claire Rosenkrantz. I saw her about 3 times, and I saw another guy called Alec Benjamin. I saw that guy, but I'm seeing all these kids now. They're all like 17, 20, or 20 years old or whatever, and so I'm seeing those. But I want to see the band Lake Street Dive. I'm really into them. I have all their records.
Yep.
And I keep flirting around buying the ticket, but the tickets are like they're like $80, but I got to buy 2. and I don't know anyone who wants to go with me because
You need to-
nobody
I'll
cares.
go with
Oh,
you.
there's Johnny.
It's you justify it. You're not paying Taylor Swift prices.
What's the date? And
Yeah.
I'll obviously I'll pay for my own
Late
ticket.
January, like January 29th or
Totally,
something like
I'd
that.
go. I totally would go.
I'm hovering
Is it
around
by you, Artie? Is it by
It's
the
in
Civic Center?
Waukegan. It's in Waukegan. There's a place.
Oh, it's in the town of Waukegan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I and I never saw them. I always wanted to. And when they first went on sale, I could have bought one ticket, but they were $220. But then with service fees, it's almost $300.
Oh yeah.
But you could get there before, like see them set up and warm up. And I was like, man, why didn't I just buy that? But now I got to buy two, and it's a little bit pricey. But maybe I'll hover around that button again.
Are they $80 a ticket or whatever?
Yeah, the cheaper ones, the cheapest ones are $80. Here, I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah. Look it up while we're talking. The
120. 120 are the cheapest ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're a lot.
I was gonna say if it's under $100, I'd go.
Nah, they're all over $100.
You'll forgive me, Artie, because and it's really just me in general saying, I'm sorry. I think they charge too much for shows.
Yeah.
So this is all right. Sal Avenatti's first concert. Guesses. And I'll even I'll say probably 70s. It was definitely a 70s band.
I'm gonna go
The
Connie
Doobie
Francis.
Brothers. I want to say
Connie
Doobie Brothers.
Connie Francis, no, but that's
Sinatra.
Connie Francis. If Mike North were doing this, all right, you'll love this. Foghat at Poplar Creek. And further, he says he shit his pants in his friend's pig. I do remember that story. That's so Sal. So I'm going to see Foghat at Poplar Creek
over there.
And all of a sudden I gotta go. Well, and as Doubt says, yeah, Ticketmaster's the worst. Obviously, we saw the big flare up with them and a lot of people talking about Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster.
Like they're real expensive because for one night at a concert, I could print a comic book I could print like 200 copies of a comic.
Sure.
So I keep thinking of that. Like, man, that's a lot. And
that's why I prefer seeing bands at bars.
Yeah, I like local bands.
Prices aren't outrageous. You're right there in front of them.
Yeah.
And, another great one here.
Yeah.
Sal says he saw Springsteen at the Uptown. Very cool.
Ooh,
I saw Springsteen at Market Square Arena in the Tunnel of Love tour, mid-'80s. And that was a great thing, man. I mean, really, both when I was doing radio in Bloomington, Illinois, and when I graduated to Chicago and was at XRT for 10 years, I saw the best concerts for like 15 years. And it really spoiled me. And now it's like, I saw Springsteen, I saw Michael Jackson, the Bad Tour. I saw Steve Winwood solo, but he did all his songs from Cream and everything, and that other super group of his, which immediately is escaping me. But it was amazing. 10,000 Maniacs, all 10,000 of them. It's Tracy Chapman.
They fit them all on the stage?
Tracy Chapman, everybody. You got a fast car. I got a ticket to go somewhere. You got a... Anyway.
Bruce would be good. I would like to see him at some point.
Bruce
good luck getting those tickets.
Abrusa
is very good. Abrusa is very good.
Good luck pricing those real low. My last concert that I saw was Huey Lewis in the News. Which,
nice. I like it.
My wife surprised me. What's that?
You just saw Ringo.
Oh yeah, Ringo. Yeah, sorry. Before that was Huey Lewis. I forgot. Yeah. Because I was thinking the last concert I went to was Ringo. You're right. Thank you for that. Before that was Huey Lewis. But I remember Huey Lewis because then he announced his retirement because he's not doing anything else because of
bad hearing.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
I saw.
I was thinking pre-COVID times. I wasn't talking about after COVID.
I can't even remember COVID. I can't because. It was so great to see live music again. My first post-COVID concert was 2 falls ago. I saw Nick Lowe, Cruel to Be Kind, and all the great stuff, and of course, great co-writer with Elvis Costello. That was amazing.
Me and my wife saw Jack Johnson before COVID. That was real cool. Downtown in the outdoor theater.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Guns N' Roses at Poplar Creek, which was an outdoor venue. They threw sod from the lawn section, and the band walked off.
And then, little known fact, Sal shit his pants in his Prius on the way home, too, from that concert.
True story. Swear to God. Had a pull over, I shook it out of my leg, and we moved on.
That's why they call it sod. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, Van Halen at the Aragon Ballroom with Billy Idol. I saw YouTube. I saw U2 at the Aragon Ballroom.
Oh wow,
1980, around 1980-81.
Wow, before Joshua Tree.
Oh yeah. No, this was.
Bloody
I want to
Sunday?
say war. I want to say
Yeah.
yeah, Sunday Bloody Sunday time.
Yeah.
Sunday Bloody Sunday.
I saw Van Halen in Vegas at the MGM. No, MGM or what's the Pyramid one? One of those.
The
I
Pyramid.
couldn't remember.
A Luxor.
Oh yeah, Luxor. Yeah.
One of those. I couldn't remember which one I saw. But yeah, that was wild. Van Halen.
I saw Bowie at the Aragon. He was cool. He winked at me, pointed at me. So I was in the back with all the parents. And I was about 27 maybe. And then I told my friends, I'm going to go meet Bowie. I'm like, really? I went through the crowd, went all the way to the stage, went, Bowie! And he stopped and he looked. And I went right on. I went back. Yeah. I said, see, I met him.
Anthony Lash will only see Weird Al Yankovic live when Emo Phillips, Chicago's very own, will do his opening. I love Emo.
Yeah. I want to see. I love that Weird Al movie. Have you guys seen that?
Very funny.
Not yet.
Really, really, really good.
It's really, really good.
That's
I hadn't heard anything about it. I start watching this thing and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? And then like about 10 minutes in, I'm like, this is absolute genius. I love this thing.
And it's free.
That's the other great thing. Yeah, it's on Roku. You can watch it on Roku. All you have to do is register, your email with, like a sign-in thing. And yeah, there are commercials, but who cares? It's free.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart. Oh, wow. Don Lenza saw Bowie when he was with Tin Machine in the 90s at the Riv. That's cool.
Oh.
I saw, whatchamacall, the band that worked with Shatner, Ben Folds 5. I saw Ben Folds 5 at the Riv. I love it. I'm a big Ben Folds 5 fan. Huge Ben Folds 5 fan. Say that fast 3 times.
I can't.
I almost did.
I have to say, Johnny, I saw him there too, and I think it was just him without the 5. And I left early. I was so not into it. I went because a friend was going. He said, "Oh, I have an extra ticket." And I'm like, you know what? I need to expand my musical horizons, like beyond the Beatles and Sinatra. So maybe I'll give this a shot. And I went. I just wasn't into it. I didn't know any of the songs, and it was really hot in there, and I left. So I don't know. Maybe it was too hot in there. Maybe that was just.
But also, he's got such a unique sound. I could see some people, like, especially when he does ballads and stuff, people being turned off by him. I think he's great.
The crowd was loving it. Everybody was loving it. And the Shatner, I like the Shatner album that he did with him.
Oh my God. That song, In Love, is like, because it's a great Ben Folds song, and Shatner nails it in the best. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's spoken word. It's and Shatner's great doing it. God, you know what I didn't know? That movie Free Enterprise that Shatner did with my buddy Rob Burnett and Mark Altman. The end of the movie, Shatner does a speaking hip hop thing to the Mark Antony speech from Julius Caesar, No Tears for Caesar. And it's with a hip hop band, and they come in on the chorus. And apparently the guy that was the head of the hip hop band is like in prison and serving like a 20-year sentence for murder and shit. Murder.
Jeez.
Murder. And it was murder, as they said.
That's weird because then Shatner murdered his song.
Don saw Sinatra at Caesar's Palace in '74.
Johnny, you saw Sinatra.
I almost saw Sinatra.
Saw Sinatra twice.
I almost saw Sinatra.
Chicago Fest 1979 and 1994 when they opened the United Center with Sinatra and Rickles.
I might have to change my answer to the first concert. I'm remembering now. When I was a little kid, remember Chicago Fest?
Sure, of course.
Went
all the time. That's where I saw it, Sinatra. Go on.
Yeah, the early ones when the ground was always wet. It was always crazy.
Oh, yeah, because it rained. Yeah.
It was the disco sucks era. And I was at my Aunt Dorothy, and she said, come on, we're taking the bus. We're going downtown. We're going to go see Charlie Daniels. So I know he had to been my first concert. I saw the Charlie Daniels and his fiddle. Maybe Charlie Daniels.
Demo went down to Georgia.
Yeah, and I think Willie was there too. I'm not sure. Maybe Willie Nelson. Yeah.
Maybe I should have loved you.
Yeah, Baby I'm Your Father was hot at the time. Baby I'm your father. Isn't that?
Something like that. I love this. Sal says he saw Sinatra at Honky Fest 79. That would be Chicago Fest.
Yeah.
And I just love, once again, to reiterate.
Because I remember there was a whole bunch of people.
It was the Mayor's Concert Series. Go ahead.
Yeah, with the loop T-shirts. This is where I remember getting a hat with like horns on it and all this stuff.
Yes.
But the kids were walking around with loop T-shirts, and it said they're all walking arm in arm. And I remember feeling weird about it because they were saying Chicago rocks, disco sucks, Chicago rocks. And then I looked at my Aunt Dorothy and she went, "Oh, come on, we're here for Charlie Daniels."
We're here for fun.
Yeah, we're gonna go see some country
remember
western.
Remember the comedian Kip Adada at all?
No.
No.
Very, very lame 70s comedian. I saw him at Chicago Fest. I saw the Buckinghams and the Grassroots.
Oh yeah,
at Chicago Fest. I like the Buckinghams. Of course, Chicago's very own. I love the Grassroots. And I freaked out my sister because I knew every Grassroots song, and I was singing along. Sooner or later, love is gonna get you. Midnight Confessions. My favorite is 2 divided by love can only be 1, and 1 is the loneliest number.
Oh yeah,
my God! So
you guys, I told you about the time I almost saw Sinatra. Right, we had tickets to go see him at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah,
and his opening act was Shirley MacLaine, and she came out and she did like an hour and a half. I was like, wow, this opening number, I know it's Shirley MacLaine, but why is she on for almost 2 hours? And then she goes backstage, and then, there's no Frank Sinatra. And then they come out and say, oh, yeah, Frank Sinatra is feeling ill tonight, so he will not be performing. And I'm like, mother they just put Shirley on for 2 hours to cover for Frank. And then they're like, well, you can get a refund or, whatever with your tickets. And then he died like within the next year or so. And then we never saw him.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Yeah.
And
I was like, son of a bitch. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Me and my wife went out to dinner at this fancy place called Onesti. It was in St. Charles. I don't know if it's there anymore, but we went there, and it was the 2 Franks. That was who was singing. And it was 2 Frank Sinatra impersonators. But before they went on, the owner of the restaurant came out and said, everyone close your eyes and just listen to it. And then open your eyes and look at these guys. And okay, we closed our eyes, and you could swear it was Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin singing. I'm like, oh my God! And then you open your eyes, and it's like 2 15-year-old fat redhead kids. But they had the tuxedos on and bow ties, and you open it like, what the heck? How can that be coming out of this kid? Like, how does he know these songs? And so I did that, and I said, I'm going to close my eyes again. But they look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. One guy looked like Shaggy. The other guy looked like his fat buddy. Like that.
Hey, Scoob, I'm going to sing Summer Wind.
Yeah, so like, wow. They were barely, they were like 15, 16 years old. It was pretty funny.
You mentioned Dean Martin, and one of my favorite Christmas songs is Marshmallow World by Dean Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song.
Johnny Mathis does a great version of that one, too.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's a like great kind of Rat Packy sort of Christmas song. Absolutely.
I heard you talking about the impressionists with Sinatra.
Yeah.
I love Beatles impressionists, like these Beatles tribute bands. There's one called American English that plays at those festivals around here.
I've seen them several times. Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
I love hearing those guys. They do such a good job. They get every note, every vocal inflection just down. And it's so impressive. I think
they're
I secretly
in character too.
They stay.
And they wear the costumes and stuff.
The guy who's Paul McCartney, he's like the one constant. They've been switching out the Ringo and the other 2 guys, but he's been the one through all the years. And they sound so good. I think I secretly have this desire to someday be a Beatles tribute band.
Yeah,
I don't know who I would be, John.
Hello, this is John Lennon on behalf of the Beatles. I'd just like to thank you all for coming out. You've all been so wonderful, right, Paul?
Right, and all of that sort of thing, And then there's George. I can't really do the other 2.
George talks like this, really.
George Harrison speaking. It's all part of the transcendental experience.
Those American English guys got so popular so quick that they started out playing in like backyard, like neighborhoods, picnic kind of things, like Taste of Chicago and stuff. And then they started selling out venues, so you had to pay to go see them. And now they're back to doing like they did the Streamwood Carnival the last 2 or 3 years. So I used to go and watch them, pay $75 to go see the band, and but they got so big real quick, and they were great. They're still
now
good.
you can go to Taste of Berwyn, see them.
Yeah, I could some Berwyn. Yeah, I could go there, but I see them at Streamwood over here. But that's cool. Me and my wife go see him, hold hands.
Over by there.
Over by there, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought of my my last concert was Stones 2019. It was the first show after Mick had heart surgery. They came to Chicago they were at Soldier Field, and they were great. They were excellent.
That's cool.
Cool.
Sal's a great Sinatra story. Here's Sal's Sinatra story. It was at Twin Acres Restaurant for ribs. Sinatra walked in. His bodyguards wouldn't let anyone use the payphone, so the place wouldn't get crazy. This was after Chicago Fest. Hey, nice.
I've been there. I've been to Twin Acres. Johnny, did you ever go there?
No, I haven't. I'm not a big rib guy. I don't like ribs. Too messy.
I like ribs.
And he met George Harrison when he was a waiter.
George Harrison. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love George. George is awesome. George is awesome. I think they're like, hey, we want to make a movie about Jesus.
I want to see you make a movie about Jesus. Here's $80 million. Here's $8 million. Go make it. And they did.
I really liked his last album. It was called Brainwashed, and they finished it after he died. I think it came out in like 2000 or 2001, but I liked it. I liked that a lot.
George is, again, another great underrated guy. I mean, obviously his Beatles songs, but a lot of his solo songs. I love Cracker Box Palace. Blow Away. The day I heard he died, my clock radio went off. George Harrison died today, and then they played Blow Away, and I was literally crying.
Yeah, that one.
That was a sad day. I was in college. I heard that. I was like, I just sat in my room all day and watched VH1. They were playing like old interviews with them, music videos all day long, and I was just like sitting there watching.
There's a great
Wilburys too.
That's an amazing. Those two albums are incredible albums, truly, and it's amazing that he's just like, hey, I want to get a band together. All right, Petty, come play. Dylan, join us. And it's like, George called.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah. We're going to make a pretend band. Yeah.
That's truly like Dylan's song, Tweeter and the Monkey Man. I mean, there are so many great songs on that album and of course, Roy, Jesus Christ, Roy Orbison. Oh, great stuff, man. I was going to say, on YouTube, there's a great I forget what British talk show was, but it's literally just George and Ringo telling stories. It's from the 80s. Really cool.
I would like to hear that.
How much did you hate them?
I hated them more. You know, no, not at all.
Which one of you is Ringo?
Oh, this is interesting. All right.
Play me drums.
Wayne says he saw an acoustic set by Jackson Browne when he had about 20 guitars on stage and he took requests. I've told you my Jackson Browne story. Two of them. We were in line for tickets to go see Albert Brooks in Coming to America, me and my buddy Gary, and we backed into James Brown Jackson Browne and what's her name?
Hey, you stepped on my foot. Yes.
Yeah.
What will you now?
Get back. Yeah.
Jackson Browne and what's her face?
Daryl
Hannah.
Yeah.
And she was very sweet to us. And Jackson Brown's like, all right, you know who we are now. Fuck off. So I'm like,
you're looking at my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later,
why don't you go down the boulevard? Yeah,
exactly. But that girl, he wasn't much good at saying goodbye, but that girl could sing. They a couple years later, we do a midday lunch broadcast live from a restaurant. Jackson Brown's the guy, and in between songs, the DJ is supposed to interview him and stuff. And my buddy Frank hosted the show, and he came back. I'm like, how was it? He goes, kind of a dick. And I'm like, let me tell you a story. He absolutely is a dick. And it's like, and then we found out that he's hit Daryl Hannah and everything. So
he's a hitter.
Not a nice man.
Wow.
He wasn't much good at saying goodbye. He could write a song, but he kind of sucks.
Daryl Hannah learned karate. She was an enforcer in that Quentin Tarantino movie.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, she was good in there.
Liked it. Liked it a lot.
Yeah,
Wayne says he also saw these complete album tours. Joshua Tree, Springsteen doing Greetings from Asbury Park, and Roger Waters' The Wall.
Ding, 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 ding. Cool. I saw Green Day in their prime when there was slam dancing and crowd surfing. I was there getting all sweaty. Yeah. Left there with bruises. It was cool.
I saw Tommy the Musical on Broadway.
Who did it?
It was the band, but I don't know. I was much younger, and I don't remember. Pinball.
I thought it was going to be like some of those productions of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and it's Donny Osmond or David Cassidy or.
I saw the one with Donny Osmond in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
When I was a Ute.
A Ute?
Sure.
When I was a Ute.
I saw David Cassidy and Davy Jones in the same concert.
Girl, look what you've done to me.
Davy Jones was awesome. David Cassidy thought he was a rock star and bored out everybody.
Wow, bummer.
Yeah, he didn't sing any of the Partridge Family songs except for that's the only one. Saved I Think I Love You for last. I'm like, my God, what are you trying to do, man? He thought he was Jimi Hendrix up on stage.
By the way, I was going to say real fast that seeing I was going to say MeTV Radio. I just in the last 5 days heard "I Think I Love You" by the Partridge Family.
Mm-hmm.
So, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Franco. Please.
There was a friend of mine. Who is it? Tommy? Is it Tommy Two-Tone? 8675309.
Yeah.
So it was a friend of mine was at some sort of country festival or something like that, and the band was Tommy Two-Tone, and he's like a computer repair guy or something like that.
Sure.
It's weird, but he does the shows on the weekends, I guess.
Yeah.
He does these festivals, and he goes. And I didn't go there for that. He went for the whatever festival, it was some hay festival. I don't know what it was.
Sure.
And Tommy Two-Tone opens up 8675309. The place is rocking, and they do this whole set, and then they did 8675309 in the middle of the set, and then to close out the show, they did 8675309 at the end. And he's like, what's going on here? Why did they do it 3 times? And he goes, well, because it's their only song that anybody knows.
They had a second video follow-up to Jenny, and it was called "Which Man Are You?" And I remember seeing it on MTV, and it went nowhere on the charts, nowhere. But again, this is early MTV when they'd play any video, so they played Tommy Two-Tone, and it sucked really bad.
Jenny, you got
that's awesome. That's like on The Simpsons when Bachman Turner Overdrive is there. And they finished playing "Taking Care of Business." Okay, we'll take some requests. What do you want to hear? Take care of business.
Yeah, me and Franco were at a concert in Florida, and we were sitting at this concert. It was one of the outdoor ones where
that's right.
Rips, and they were singing and singing. Well, these guys are pretty good. They're all old guys. So there's a big fat guy playing the guitar on his belly, and they're like, I have no idea who these guys are. We're looking at them and. Crowd's digging it, but then they sing that when taking care of business. And
I know who these guys are.
But they sang for a long time, and
it was at one of the parks. It was either at Universal or Disney or something like that. I think it was Universal that we saw them at.
They saved the song we knew for last, and we're like, okay, yeah, they were good.
Well, that's like, was it last year, Franco, when we were at Terrificon, or the year before, where it was the year before, I think. That 80s hair band that we saw, and we're like, oh, they must be a tribute band. They're doing a version really good.
Oh yeah, well the guy that was dressed up he stood out in the crowd. That guy, he stood out like a sore thumb. And he's got this hair, it's like out to here, and he's got these ripped up clothes. And I said to Johnny, I pointed to Johnny. I said, it's okay, I'm with the band. Making fun of the guy. And then we walked back around the other way, and that guy is up on stage. I forget who the band was. It was a band that was they had a well-known song, and I forget what it was.
Yeah, but, we're like, okay, that's for a tribute band. These guys are really good. It's like, no, that's the real band.
That's them,
the real guys.
Oh, right. No wonder it sounds so good.
They sounded great,
It's a grandpa now. Yeah.
Well, that's like English beat. I mean, this guy is this kind of roly, not fat, but definitely kind of built like a weeble.
Mailbox.
Yeah, no, like a weeble. I built like
a weeble.
A weeble.
Like a weeble. Just
Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall around.
Exactly. And he was the lead singer, Dave Wakeling, from the English Beat. And it's like, yeah, man, back in the 80s, he was, cocaine thin and had his 80s music video hair and everything. But he still sings like Dave Wakeling, and he has a great band. Poor Ranking Roger, the co-singer, and also later they were in General Public together. He's passed away, but just like Journey and some of these other bands, they got a great guy that sounds enough like him, and it's like, okay, great, we had a blast.
Keep the band going, yeah.
And Nick Lowe was so cool. Nick Lowe is like 75 or 76. Still, is just so great to see. That was so wonderful.
Nick Lowe.
So Wayne reminds us, because he's a Canadian, Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings tour together, playing Guess Who songs, Brockman Turn Overdrive, and solo hits. Yeah,
Solo.
The Guess Who, man. They're another great.
Right here, Jabba.
I should laugh, but I cry. Good stuff.
Crying.
Yes,
crying.
My buddy Dave Marin, my buddy. Yes, his wife Laura, and myself, the three of us. I was the third wheel.
Isn't that a Johnny Mathis song? Crying.
No, that's Roy Orbison.
Oh, okay, that's right.
I was all right for a while, and Don McLean covered it. American Pie guy.
They played that for torture in The Walking Dead. They played that when
did they really?
Yeah, when they captured Daryl. How you doing? That's how he talks.
See, I can confess now that it's winding down. I love.
I think it ended, right?
It ended.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
But like Fear the Walking Dead and the other sequels are coming, so it never really ends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got to pay close attention to that guy.
Daryl.
I'm rewatching all that on the Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, I'm at the point where they could have shot Negan on the balcony, and they're still fighting. So I'm gonna get to it though, because I know that 1 or 2 seasons was hurting, but my wife and Sonny watched the last season. They said they liked it, so I'm gonna plow through, as they say.
What an intro for a villain, Negan. That episode where he comes out of that trailer and oh man,
most people stop watching it at that point.
Right, it was rough. He was just so good. Like I love him. It's just did an amazing job at being so hateful.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, man, one of the best actors out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's great. He's the reason why the show is
good. He's the best thing in Watchmen.
I love watching him. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen the Watchmen still, but that was my introduction to him. Was that open when he came into The Walking Dead? I was like, who is this guy? This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then he just kept doing it. Like he just kept. He's
crooked.
He's way over the top, but I love it.
Yeah, he's cool. I can impersonate him, but I need the body because he stands crooked.
You got to lean back.
I'll walk in front of my wife and just walk on and stand like him and go, well, shit. And then I'll keep walking in, and she'll know exactly what I'm. She goes, what? That's Negan. I'm like,
I can attest to this as well. Wayne says that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a great guy in person. I was at the Watchmen press junket, and he and Jackie Earl Haley. Notice this is me saying it short. They were the funniest guys at the. I mean, everyone was very nice. But like the two funniest guys were Jeffrey Morgan and Jackie Earl Haley.
He is awesome. He lives close by here, and he and Paul Rudd bought a candy store that was going out of business.
Wow!
And it was like an old fashioned candy store, and they went in together. And so they live not far from here, and they do a thing at a theater in the Hudson Valley where they raise money for whatever charity. It's him, Jeffrey D. Morgan, his wife puts on the show. She's an actress as well. I forget her name, and Paul Rudd. And they do these short little stories and skits and stuff like that. Fantastic, really funny stuff.
That's awesome.
Hillary Burton is his wife. He's frozen.
I like it a lot.
And I think he's doing that on purpose.
Hillary, crooked Hillary.
I can see his tongue moving. He's fine.
I can see the reflection.
I like what Don said here. Inagata Davida was Iron Butterfly's entire set at the Atlantic Record 40th anniversary show. I
remember when there was a station that went off the air. Was it XRT or one of those?
Probably the Loop.
Maybe the Loop, and the last song they played was that. They played it like 15 minutes, 16 minutes.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
I remember that.
Oh, XRT's still on.
I was there when they went off. Man, who was that? I can't remember who it was. It might have been WBBM when they were playing. Yeah, I think it was them when they were playing the music. Remember they were talk radio, and then the last song they played was that. Or it might have been the Loop. Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking it was the Loop.
Yeah, I think it was.
Jackie Earl Haley Punched the Clock and Breaking the Way. Yeah, that's a great movie.
He played in Sixth Sense too, didn't he?
Dennis Quaid and the guy from the Wonder Years, the tall guy that was the voiceover guy, Judge Reinhold,
Daniel Stern,
and who was Mike? Who played the was it what's his face who died? from Roadhouse? No.
Roadhouse.
Swayze.
Breaking
Swayze.
Away. Breaking Away. Great movie.
Daniel Stern, not Judge Reinhold.
Daniel Stern. That's right, not Judge Reinhold. You're right. Yes. And,
Daniel Stern. He was in. We're
City
talking
Slickers.
about Wonder Years. He was the voice of Wonder Years.
That's what
you're saying.
That is who I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Christmas Story. Who was the voice in Christmas Story? Was it the same guy? Was that also him?
No, that's a radio host that died who the stories were based on, Gene Shepard. Oh, fudge. But it wasn't fudge.
It wasn't fudge. The mother of all.
Dennis Christopher was the main blonde-haired kid from Breaking Away. It's the bicycle movie that happens in Indianapolis, and they do the Mini 500. And it's they're riding against college kids, and they're all kids that never went to college.
Matthew McConaughey, or that other guy who looks like that. Yeah, it's not him.
A little before his time, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Stranger Things as Papa.
That guy. Oh no, it was the four of them. So yeah, it was Dennis Christopher,
Matthew Modine.
Yeah, Matthew Modine.
Okay, yeah, Dennis Quaid was the badass Mike. He was the tough guy. Daniel Stern was Cyril, and then Jackie Earle Haley was Moocher.
Quaid. Jackie O'Haley. Didn't he star in Sixth Sense?
Bears.
Yeah, he's no,
Sixth
not
Sense,
yet.
Right?
No, Sixth Sense is Haley Joel Osment.
Oh,
it's a three-named actor, but it was a different actor.
Barbara.
So he was in Bad News Bears.
Yeah, he was a little kid. He was the pitcher in Bad News Bears.
He's the home run hitter. Yeah, he's in all three of them.
Wow.
I love
that one as a little kid.
I'll confess, I love the second movie almost as much as I love the first movie. Is the best, and it's completely inappropriate today. You cannot show that movie to children, and they'd be like,
"Good, I want to watch it now."
But it's a great movie, and of course, Walter Matthau, common knowledge for crying out loud. Oh, I love that movie. But the second one's really good too, where William Devane plays Jackie Earle Haley's dad who divorced his mom and moved to Houston, and he ends up coaching the team. All right, come on.
Oh, that's right.
I got a great deal on how you could buy gold today. Join me. I'm William Devane.
Jodie Foster, right? Jodie Foster was in the
Jodie Foster's
Machine or two?
No, Tatum O'Neal is
O'Neal. That's what it is. Yeah.
So, hey, thanks, Kevin. Kevin Bixby wishing me a happy birthday.
Oh,
good to see you, Kevin.
A lot of birthday wishes this evening for Yoko Chips.
A lot of people
are saying they're saying it's his birthday.
It's a lot of birthday. It's 58 of them. A lot of birthday.
It's a tremendous amount of birthdays.
Yoko Chips.
He's a wonderful guy, that Yoko Chips.
Dave knows. Dave's a former newspaper sports editor. He is he's got a great following on Twitter and other places. He is known as Sox Nerd because he keeps all the trivia and the facts that you see on the scoreboard during Sox games, home games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Dave's been doing that since 1984. He's been with.
I just smelt the hot dogs. I'm
telling you.
Thinking of the hot dogs in the park. I want to.
But yeah, follow if you're a White Sox fan. If you're a White Sox fan, at Sox Nerd, always great. Puts up great baseball cards that'll blow your mind. Great memories on this day. This happened in the White Sox history.
Did Dave ever do radio? His name sounds really familiar.
Oh, I'm sure he did in a guest capacity. And back when we were in high school, we were on the high school radio station together and stuff. But Dave is a great Chicago area. I mean, he's in Kenosha, Wisconsin, but knows the Chicago sports left and right, and one of my best friends for decades. Yeah. So
he's a good man. Yes. Guy's a good man. I'm going to say Yagams to that guy.
Look at
It's all true. Yeah, Yagams indeed. You're a good man.
Yagams.
There you go. Yeah, Bull Durham hit the bull win a steak dinner.
Oh,
I like when they're all on the mound and they don't know what to buy the one kid who's getting married, and they talk to Robert Wall and he's like, "Well, candlesticks are always a really nice present." And, that's one of the problems. And then another guy's bummed about something else, and he just kind of goes around the horn. But he starts off with, "Well, candlesticks are always a really nice wedding present." It's like.
So speaking of all this sports stuff, what's your favorite sports movie? Not the best, but your favorite.
Probably Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky.
I went there right there. I was going to say, yeah, Rocky.
One of the great. I mean, that movie is just so. It's such a great '70s movie.
I watched it over and over.
Yeah, take it to the zoo, Rock.
I like Tin Cup. It's one of my favorite sports movies.
Tin Cup is an excellent movie. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with Wayne. Slapshot, tremendous movie.
Tremendous.
You got Paul Newman wearing the brown leather suit that looks like he took his bucket seats and skinned them to make them suit for him.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to submit
Rudy.
Field of Dreams. I'm going to submit for consideration.
Doubt says love Major League.
Yeah.
I love Major League.
Yeah.
Love our Indians.
The Natural is pretty
good.
Fuck you, Jobu. Fuck you.
Yeah, Jobu. That's right.
The Natural's pretty good. Paul Newman.
I love The Natural.
Up your butt, Jobu.
Robert Redford.
Great movie. I love The Natural. Yeah, I know that music. Come on. You can't help but feel heroic when you hear that music.
I enjoyed A League of Their Own as well.
League of Their Own's a great movie. Sorry, ladies, but that is my favorite women's sports movie. Hands down.
Don't they have a new TV series?
Is it?
I tried. I just couldn't get into it. I really tried, and I really was rooting for it because I love the movie. I don't know.
They should do one with kids. Like
Anthony Lash says, mentioning a kid's sports movie, the soccer movie. Hey, how are you, Ladybugs? Well, I'm coaching the team.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Jack Hay, how are you? And I got the blonde-haired kid from Sequest that killed himself.
Yeah.
How are you?
How about Seabiscuit? That's pretty good too. Horse racing.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Both the one with Spider-Man and the one with Barry Fitzgerald.
How about Sulphur Biscuit? Sulphur Biscuit was a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a memorable. Sulphur Biscuit.
Crank the window open. We can't. It's painted shut. Then we're
Starring
gonna die.
Jimmy the Muscle. Jimmy the Muscle was in there. I think.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Let me give you a little cameo appearance there, kids.
He's on IMDb. Sulphur Biscuit provider.
Dave is right for The Natural when Redford strikes out Joe Don Baker. Come on. Good shit.
How about Ron LaFleur? The Ron LaFleur movie.
With Geordie LaForge, with LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good. That's a good TV sports movie. I also like
Fear Strikes Out.
Jimmy. Jimmy hated that movie. Jimmy hated that movie because, they'd have Anthony Perkins, the guy from Psycho, yank. He played Pearsall.
Can't do that on camera.
If you're doing it like this is pretty bad.
Slow down.
Norman, what are you doing with that? That's not a knife.
It hurts.
Slow down.
My God, mother!
Perkins played Jimmy Pearsall and had no athletic skills whatsoever. And Jimmy is truly one of baseball's great outfielders. And it was like, hey, Jimmy, throw the ball. Okay. It's like
he's like, oh.
You didn't believe it. Hey, he throws like a girl. Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, he hated it. Oh, that movie. Oh, that. First of all, they paid me nothing for it because it was a biography of him.
My mom,
Karl Malden plays his dad, and they have this scene where he's having a nervous breakdown, and he's trying to get to a fan, and he's climbing over the backstop screaming and stuff. I never did that. Come on.
I never did that, Chuck.
I remember my
Jimmy,
mom would call him.
Fear Strikes Out. They really made you look like an idiot, didn't they?
I know my mom would call Harry and Jimmy Pearsall on the radio after all the Sox games, and she would just go on there and say, yes, ma'am, from Chicago. Jimmy. Yes, ma'am, you have a question? Jimmy. Hey, Harry. How you doing, Jimmy? She goes, what do you want to say, ma'am? Go Ozzy. Ozzy Smith? No, Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy Guillen? Ozzy. He's a hot dog, man. Next caller. Every time she calls, that was the phone call every time.
Yep.
I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
Thanks for your call.
She goes, I don't know what to say. Well, we would record it. I got a cassette tapes with that on there.
That's awesome.
Ozzy.
My high school friends found an old air check of me from high school radio. I should have uploaded it for tonight. I didn't want to, this is nice, and I really appreciate everybody being able to hang out for the birthday and everything. But it's literally like me when I was 15. No, it would have been junior year, so I was 17, doing high school radio and stuff. I can try to play it off my phone.
Did you have the sweet voice in high school, Johnny?
I did. Well, it was definitely different. Here, hold on, I'll find it.
Like, hi, I'm Yoko Chips. Don't interrupt me.
I'm younger, Chips. Oh,
I got my friend Chucky.
Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah, we were both friends then.
Where's my glove?
Do you want to hear it? Stop talking.
See it? Here it is.
Hold on a minute. Because it's low. I'm trying, guys, but this is as loud as it'll play right
Do
now.
it.
Chuck Berry. It is 7:30, and I close with my final song, which always happens with anybody's show. But I figured, what the heck, I may as well say it like that. I've had a heck of a time. I don't know if you have, but I know I have. And I think by the request, I think you did too. And I'm glad you listened. And I'd really like to tell you when I'd be back, but I really don't know. Next week will be public affairs programming at this time on WNTH from 6 to 7:30. But hey, tonight, remember what it was. And also listen to what it will be.
Profound.
Am I deep or am I deep? I'm telling you.
What a hand job.
Always.
I don't know how deep I am.
We're almost done.
But I do know this. I'll be seeing it. This is The Animals.
Yeah.
Listen to the rising sun.
Who the hell was that?
I know. Well, that's, again,
Wow.
that's,
Young Yoko.
and I'm sorry to say that I could point to a lot of podcasts that sound just as good. But
Now, listen, I want to ask
come
you,
a long
in
way
all,
in 51 years, haven't I?
in all seriousness, how stoned were you in that clip?
I know, don't I? I know.
Hey,
Me talking.
how's it going?
Talking out of my ass.
You sounded a little like young Sinatra,
Yeah,
from
like
his
that.
early movies. Like,
Hey, how you doing Chief?
yeah.
I liked
Thank
it, Johnny.
Hey, I don't know when
That's
I'm going to
beautiful.
see you, but I'll see you. Yeah.
Exactly. I know. Jesus, I'd be like, shut up and play the damn song, you jerk.
I wish
Dead
I
air.
knew that kid.
I was probably stretching for time
Dead air in there.
so that the song would end and it would be at the right time for the next show and everything. But yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
everybody.
High school radio at its best.
You knew back
WNTH.
then.
What's
you
that?
Knew you knew back then what your future will be.
Artie, I swear to God, when I was
Mhm.
14, I'm like, I want to be in radio. That's
Yeah.
just God's honest truth.
Did it, Johnny?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I did all right.
Kicked the
You
door
got a
down.
face for radio, Johnny.
I do have a face for radio. That goes without saying. Don Lenza, good sport movie. Pride of the Yankees. Lou Gehrig.
It's a pretty good name.
Gary Cooper. Uncle Otto Schmatto. He's got the
Otto.
German parents. We want you to be an engineer.
How about eight? How about 8 Men Out?
I love that. I love 8 Men
Yeah.
Out.
I watched that a few times.
What's Studs Terkel is one of the sports writers in that movie.
Say it ain't so, Joe.
Rollerball, another good sports movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love Rollerball. Wayne got the
If I'm not Quaid,
The
then who
Blu-ray.
the hell am I? Yeah. Isn't that it?
it's not dinner.
Johnny.
Johnny and Donna Summer destined for radio. Thank you, Wayne.
Whoa.
Angels in the Outfield.
Radio. Yeah.
Yep.
Tony
Remember
Danza
that-
is in that one.
There was that movie about the kid who had the real good arm and he ended up pitching for the Cubs. He was like 12 years old.
Rookie of the year.
Was that Rookie of the Year?
Pitcher's
Yeah.
got a big
He had
butt.
like a rubber band in the arm.
Yeah, and he could throw like Nolan Ryan or whatever. He was
Yeah.
like throwing like 95 mile an hour.
I remember that.
fastballs.
That was
Yep.
kind of good.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these movies.
Sandlot's a great kid sport.
Sandlot's
movie.
great, yeah.
That's
Very
right.
funny. Very, very funny.
They made Sandlot 2, didn't they?
They here in New York, Aaron Judge is Judge is a big player. Judd.
Yeah,
Aaron
Judge. Aaron
Judge, Yankees player. You
Yep.
can tell how big of a sports fan I am.
Yeah.
So they had a picture of him and the kid from Sandlot, and the caption underneath was, "Here's one of the world's greatest sluggers, and Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
One of the world's greatest home run sluggers, and Aaron Judge." Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
and I was
awesome.
rooting for the Yankees in the playoffs, and man, they walked in and stunk up the place and left.
Yes, they did.
Oh, it was so disappointing.
I
Aaron
gotta
Judge
tell-
can do anything.
I got to acknowledge Wayne's choice, Angels in the Outfield. I prefer the old
Yeah.
black and white Angels in the Outfield. It's very, very funny.
Oh, I
And-
didn't
and
know
That's the
that.
one with Christopher Lloyd. Come on.
And
I'm an angel, Marty. Yeah.
And
Danzo
Doug-
was
That's
in
what
there.
he said when I met him. You're here, and he went, "Yeah,
Dave Barron's right.
you made it. Yeah."
Yeah.
That's what he said. He told me that. He used one word on me. Yeah.
My favorite clip of all time from any TV show is from Taxi, when he has to take his driver's test.
Yeah.
And he's trying to cheat. and he goes, "Hey, Alex, what does a yellow light mean?" And Alex goes, "Slow down." And he goes, "Okay, what does a yellow?"
Yep. And when he does it like the fourth or fifth time, Rieger goes, "Oh my God!" All right, it's
He's like, slow down.
Uh-oh.
What?
Frank again.
Is he slowing down? I'm gonna freeze too.
Here, stand by.
It's frozen.
He's kind of.
All right, I was gonna freeze anyway. There you go.
It's real frozen.
Yoko chips.
Yeah.
Yoko
Hello,
Oh, again,
Yoko
G-Bread
chips.
Gibson, Brian's song made me cry hard when I saw it as a kid.
Do you know
A
where
mutual
you're
friend of
going?
mine in Chucky's moved to Arizona
Wow.
and wanted to declutter. And he's like, "Johnny, 5 boxes of DVDs, take whatever you want." And one of them I took was Brian's song.
Oh,
And Angels in the Outfield.
Not
It's a
Angel.
good story. It's a good
I
story.
like it.
Brian's song, Frank, I'm telling you, for Chicago people, Brian's
Yeah.
song is like the quiet man for Irish people.
Yeah, and that
Because it's
Frosty
all
the
about-
Snowman.
That made me cry here too.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of my pleasures talking to Lendo, Billy D. We talked about Brian's song because again, Gail Sayers was a friend of mine. Gail Sayers was a friend of mine.
I like that.
Yeah.
That Frosty Bump Bump cartoon is the best thing ever for
I agree.
Chicago.
But not for me. It's I'm hard rock. I'm Coco. I'm
Yeah,
Joe.
that's good too. Do you guys
That was
get
my,
that at
my
New
sister
York?
and I. That was our favorite one. That we still talk about.
I'm partial to I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Uh-huh.
like
I'm
that.
Mr. Sun.
I've never
I'm
seen that
Mr.
one.
Green Christmas. I'm Mr. 101.
Year Without a Santa Claus. I've been wanting to see it. But
I'm Shirley Booth. I'm Mrs. Claus. I'll help
Yeah.
out. Santa's
Yeah.
sick.
And then
It's like,
Miss
yeah,
Claus
maybe-
had to deliver stuff, right?
Maybe living with the noon whistle is one of the reasons why Mrs. Claus. I don't know. Gee, are you all right, Santa? Can I get you some soup? Why don't you leave the room and let me just... Okay, I'll be right here.
I'll take the soup.
Shirley Booth. Mr. B. Hazel.
Man,
Lady. Mm-hmm. Hey,
I
lady.
love Shirley Booth. She was amazing. Good stuff.
Well-
She was on Dick Cavett. There's a Dick Cavett from the early 70s with Shirley Booth. Do people still refer to you as Hazel? Oh, sure, all the time.
Girls.
Well, exactly. As
You guys
annoying
gonna-
as Mrs. Garrett was, I'm telling you, man, on Car 54, she is like the secret weapon of that show.
Are you
Go ahead,
guys
were you
going to
gonna
sing a Christmas song this year, like last time?
Yeah, but
12 Days of Christmas?
I assumed we're gonna probably do another one of these
Yeah.
like before Christmas, and
Mhm.
especially given that Artie's birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm sorry we missed
Gonna be
Franco's
okay.
birthday. We like potted before and after his birthday. So
It's all right. Happy
any other
birthday to me.
any good and happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday today.
Exactly. Oh man, Artie, did I tell you I found on YouTube this great Little Rascals reunion, and it was from the '70s, and it was Darla, Spanky, Stymie, and Buckwheat,
Oh, cool.
Oh boy.
and it was amazing. And it
They're
was like a
all
half
adults,
hour.
right?
What's that?
You were sending us pictures of them. With Stymie.
Yes,
Buckley.
that's right. In the text, I did send those
Mhm.
to you. I think I put the link in there as well to the interview.
Breakage.
It was very Buckwheat as he got older got into post production and worked,
Oh, cool.
behind the scenes and stuff, but had a really long career. I believe balancing color in films.
Mr. Wheat.
See, if they had an intervention, he could have gotten out of post production.
Nice.
What?
And Alfalfa never made it to old age.
Right, he died young. I know. I was thinking
Really?
about him the other day when
He
he's
was in What's a Wonderful Life, right?
right.
Yeah,
He
I
said,
saw him.
Why
in
don't you
two
go away
movies.
and stop bothering people? Oh, gee, I'm
So
sorry.
nice.
Hey,
Yeah, I think he was in White Christmas too as a soldier. I mean, that's where I saw him.
I don't know.
I saw him twice in the weekend in 2 old movies. That had to be it. We were watching that.
Skoke,
I
if
think
you
he was in a
read
photo.
up on that like that whole thing and how he died, it's like so bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know any of the details. I'll have to track it down.
Find on YouTube those True Hollywood Stories things, and the one they did about the Little Rascals. And apparently, like Alfalfa was like one of the biggest jerks. He was a biter when he was a little kid.
Ooh.
He really, because he was such a focus in a lot of the shorts, that all went to his head, and he was really arrogant and a jerk. And even one of them said that he peed on like a floodlight or something like that.
Oh,
as a prank, and of course, Burnt Urine, which is my favorite punk rock band.
Yeah, that's a good name for secret
Burnt
identity.
Urine.
Burnt Urine, exactly. But yeah,
that's how you get electrocuted, isn't it?
Alfalfa was a jerk.
You don't pee on the third rail. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't whiz on the electric fence.
If you watch this thing, you will die because you see the guys that weren't the core, like Spanky and Alfalfa and everybody, but like there was the one guy that Darla liked that was kind of the intellectual guy. And
Waldo.
Waldo.
Yeah, it was Waldo. So now you see Waldo at 65, and Alfalfa was really kind of a whatever. He's in there, and Butch is in there at 75 or whatever. You'll lose your mind. The one guy that they don't have, who I really wanted to see how he grew up, was Froggy, and I think Froggy sadly also died young.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, doctor.
Did he really talk like that? Right, that kid.
I don't know, man. He looked and sounded like George Burns in like 1941.
Like Bill Cartwright.
So Burnt Urine, everybody.
Ross.
Burnt Urine was that was my morning. That was my morning show name when I worked at the All Urology Radio Network. Burnt Urine in the morning.
Burnt Urine. Sounds like a secret identity name.
Starring
Burnt Urine.
Some golden showers. Be careful out there.
The offices were all painted in yellow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was urine figured prominently in the latest Rick and Morty episode, unfortunately. It was like, all right, enough.
It's like Lex Price's best friend.
Yeah.
Lex Price and Burnt Urine. Mm-hmm.
Burnt Urine. I don't understand why I can't get a job in the movies. What's your name? Burnt Urine.
Burnt Urine.
Not, man.
Bert? No, Burnt.
Burnt Urine. Burnt Urine.
It's like short for Bernie? No, just Burnt.
I think we got the name of this episode, I think.
Burnt Urine.
Burnt Urine.
It's my favorite Crayola color. Burnt Urine.
His nickname was Crispy.
Kind of between the yellow golds and the orange.
Yeah, not quite yellow ochre. Yeah.
Maybe the brown. Actually, between gold and brown. That's where you find burnt urine.
Like sticky urine. Yeah.
Hey, can you get me number 28? Oh, burnt urine. Sure. Hey, hold on.
Burnt urine. Here you go. It's just right between raw umber and yellow ochre. Burnt urine.
If wants to tear up like what movies is Shirley Booth? Sure. Why not?
No thanks.
Do that. You do that.
Oh man!
Say what again, MRFer?
No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
I gotta watch that. My son requested we watch that when he gets back.
What is that?
It'll be back for Christmas.
Had he never seen it?
No. We started watching, and we only got it through the Honey Bunny scene, and then the music comes up, and he went, "Oh, this looks good." And I'm like, "All right, we'll stop it here," because it was getting late, and I knew he wouldn't finish the movie. I knew he's good for the next hour, but it was getting late because we just watched like Clone Wars and all these other things. So when he comes back, he wants to watch Pulp Fiction and then start watching Breaking Bad.
I heard
Let's do it.
I heard a really neat Quentin Tarantino interview regarding Pulp Fiction, and apparently initially he offered the Bruce Willis role to Matt Dillon. And Matt Dillon kept wanting to rewrite it, and he's like, "Well, I think we need more of the fight and all that." And he's just like, No,
it's not about the fight. Yeah,
no, exactly.
You need to know the results of the fight, but you don't need to see the fight.
Well, that's why it's great when Bruce Willis just like pops up and ding.
Yeah, and you see him jump out the window.
Not Honey Bunny. What was his little French? I want to have a pot belly, and then when I have children, shut up.
Yeah, what did he call her? I forget. Fabiana.
You're very attractive, and I would definitely be dating you, but I would be like, okay, honey, just maybe not right now. I'll get letters for that.
Quentin picks the women are exotic. Like Fabiana was a girlfriend, and then when Maria Villalobos was a taxi driver.
Yep.
Cab driver.
Oh yeah, hello, Pooch.
And I heard she was in another movie with the same name, but I forget what it was.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's like Jackie Brown.
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's character is in Jackie Brown and is in Out of Sight.
Yeah. And Villalobos, she was in something else, and I've heard that also in that other movie, her scene was in black and white. So there's rumors like she's a time traveler or something, like a spirit or a guardian angel or something. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
but that's kind of what it like the internet kind of came out to say. Yeah.
All right, here's my favorite thing like that is about the movie Grease.
Yeah.
And it's all in Sandy's head.
Yeah.
Right before she dies.
Because she drowned. She hits her head on a rock.
She drowned in the beginning,
Yep.
They fly off to heaven.
Yeah.
In a car.
Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was up for that role, but I said, listen, can I please be Tony? And they said,
yeah, can you change it from Danny to Tony? Yeah.
Aren't they doing Who's the Boss again? Was that you guys saying that?
Yeah.
What about Who's the Boss? Oh yeah, reboot. Yeah.
Yeah, reboot.
You know, Tony Danza, he's been singing outside of some Italian restaurant. Where is it, Johnny? Where does he? Is it in New York where he's doing
I'm
that?
assuming it's Jersey, but who knows?
It looks it's like karaoke time with Danza. People are walking by like outside and
come on, take me seriously as a singer. Swear to God.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
I have his first album actually.
Little known fact, he was also up for the Sandy role in Grease as well. Yeah.
He turned it down.
I'm a poor man, Sandra D.
They wouldn't change the name to Tony.
Yeah, so he said no.
They wouldn't change it to Tony D.
Tony,
yeah.
Exactly.
Tony D.
Tony D.
Instead of the D, can we call her Tony?
Put one more on there. You
T.
got an 80s Brit pop band, Tony.
That's right, all Tony Danzas.
I don't want it to be Tony D. Could it be Tony Danza? I'd remember that better.
Tony Danza.
Say Tony D is like the real road manager of Sinatra and Rickles, Tony O. And we met him when Tony Rickles came to in studio a couple times at the Score, and it was great. And we got to set it up with his manager Tony O. Like, all right, so they come in, and Jesse goes, "Hey, Tony, how you doing? What's the O stand for?" Tony O goes, "You don't need to know." And he goes, "All right, never mind."
Never mind.
Shut up, you hockey puck. Yeah.
Exactly.
Back brands away, funny man. I've been told that once.
Wayne says Tony's in. Cafe Carlisle. Must be morning time. Cafe Carlisle. Hey, how you doing? Let me sing Summer Wind Came Blowing In. My name is Tony.
Little known fact, they got a sandwich, a breakfast sandwich in here named Tony Danza.
Mm-hmm.
So it's toast. Danza. It's got scrambled egg on it.
It's burnt toast.
Canadian bacon toast. And it's got like a honey mustard kind of sauce.
Salt and pepper.
There was a place down by us, Johnny, called Chicago Bagel Authority that used to have a sandwich called the Cosby.
Now!
Since they've changed it. So.
Yeah, ironically, the sandwich just no longer have my name is me.
Nobody will buy it.
Hey, what happened to the Bill Cosby sandwich? I always like to order the Bill Cosby. Why am I being escorted out?
Yeah. I used to
we changed the name of it to Tony Danza.
Do you know which sandwich it was and what it is now? Go.
I wish I knew the ingredients. I know there was meat in it, but I can't remember what kind.
Meat. That's a good
some kind of meat in it.
Oh, some kind
of meat.
Some
kind of smoked meat in it as well.
Every time I ate that, I fell asleep after. I don't get it.
They don't wake up with pudding.
Yeah, it made me drowsy. My belt buckle was loose. I don't know what happened.
Barcode on my waist.
Wait, Wayne's got the beat on the Danza appearances. This is pretty good.
Now he's at 54 below in October.
Oh, yeah.
I find I have to move it because after a while people get annoyed. So I got to find a new venue.
Yeah. No, they start throwing stuff.
Yeah, but not money.
So no, stuff from my sandwich. They throw it at me.
Mona.
No doubt. The Chicago Bagel Authority, did they have a drink called the R. Kelly too? They did not. They did not.
You drink it and you believe you can fly.
I was at a boxing match after the scandal had dropped with R. Kelly, and he sang the national anthem, and it was great because everybody pretty much booed. It's like, yeah, not a good idea, man. We got R. Kelly to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
He was real cheap. Yeah.
I'd like to date this to all the teenagers out there watching me today.
Exactly.
Oh, see. Especially
is he the one that went crazy during that interview where
Yes.
Was it with
Yeah.
Oprah or something like that? It was like,
Yeah.
Or Gail
Yeah.
King.
Yeah, well,
Gail
And
King.
he broke down crying and everything. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
going, Robert.
Robert.
That's right.
Robert.
Barbara.
You kind of might want to stop now. You want to stop? I suggest we stop. You want to stop? No, we'll keep going. It feels good to get this off my chest. No, stop talking. I didn't know
Artie,
she's 15. I thought she was 14.
Exactly. Forget
Yeah.
bringing up the tragedy, but what's happening? Do you know what's happening with Wendy Williams right now?
She's hurt, man. She's doing
really
hard
bad.
time.
Really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife sends me pictures of her because I sent her pictures of that guy, David Lee Roth. So she keeps sending me Wendy, but I told her, please, I this isn't good, and she realizes too that like this isn't good to do that. I can make fun of David Lee Roth because he's progressing naturally, but Wendy, man, she's entering the darkness. She's all floppy and wrinkly and altered her everything. I think her skull's changing. I don't know what's happening.
I have an article
Yeah.
that I'm bringing up from OK Magazine just from 3 days ago.
Yeah, I think it's her getting over drugs and abuse.
Yeah, that's what it said. It's her barely
Mhm.
able to walk, begs for assistance while entering her New York apartment after
And I know
rehab.
she had some kind of there's a disease that affects your legs and makes your ankles real thick and your legs real thick, and she has that. But
Sure.
because
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know what it's called. I don't want to say it. I don't want to be wrong, but I know that she has that.
You're not
And
a doctor.
because she said it on the show. That's how I know.
Sure.
Excuse me, Tex Avery.
And she,
please.
Yeah, man. And she, I remember when she had to stop wearing high heels, she announced it. I watch her all the time, but then once they got these co-hosts, and like it hurts, like they just. But I know they're fulfilling a contract. But I think there's
exactly.
2 new shows now. There's Sherry, her name is, she and
Sherry Stringwood, yeah.
and the American Idol girl. She
right, Kelly Clarkson, yeah.
No, the other one.
I don't know.
The one who was in Dreamgirls.
Oh, yeah,
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson, yeah.
They're both on in the morning. They kind of like they're picking up the slack from the Wendy show. I don't know if the Wendy show's still on. I haven't watched morning stuff in a while, but Wendy had a lot of co-hosts, and I used to like it when that one guy. Remember the cop who dated Phoebe, the blonde curly hair. Hey, New York, hey, that guy.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, he was a co-host on the show. When he hosted, it was real funny.
No, he's very funny.
Yeah, and so I forgot who else they had, but they had a few people. They had the Fat Joe. Fat Joe, he was on there for a while, co-hosting.
Is he one of the Three Stooges, Fat Joe?
No, it sounds like he was a rapper from the 80s.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. I don't even know what his
Ladies and gentlemen, you all know Fat Joe.
Fat Joe. That was his name. And he lost a lot of weight, but they still called him Fat Joe.
Sure.
He should be like average size man Joe. That's what his name should be now.
That's like Horatio Sands lost like 100 pounds, and you wouldn't recognize him from his SNL days.
Yeah.
By the way, along with the new old 97 song, Horatio Sands SNL Christmas song, I don't care.
Yeah, they played it in there.
Christmas time is here. Yes.
He plays the blue aquatic alien in The Mandalorian too.
Yes.
He's in there, yeah.
There's a version of the SNL Christmas song, and Horatio comes out and he's looking for what I'm trying to remember who's in it. Tracy Morgan and Chris Kattan and what's
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. And he's like, Jimmy, Tan, Trace, you guys coming out? And all of a sudden the Muppets show up and
I saw that.
and they do it, and it's Fozzie, Gonzo,
Animals in it,
and Kermit. And it's great because Animal is doing what Chris Kattan does, where he goes,
he just moves his head.
and it's Animal with his mouth open. It's so perfect. It's so
like
funny.
that.
And Fozzie's doing the Jimmy Fallon part. But
that's his original song, right?
And God's just doing Tracy Morgan. Yeah, it's a great song. I love that song.
Because they come back every year and sing it, re-perform it, re-record it. It's cool.
Here you go. Fat Joe had a song called "Lean Back" in the mid-2000s.
Yeah, but Wendy's show, man, it was hurting. I couldn't get through it, and it's not the same. But I like Sherry's show. She's funny.
Yeah.
I watched her. Yeah, I never saw the Jennifer Hudson show yet, but I saw Sherry. I forgot her last name.
Stringwood or something like, or something close to that.
Yeah, I remember meeting her or something.
Oh, really?
I think I met her, or met the other lady too from the Walking Dead fan. She looks similar to her, and I think I might be confusing them. I think I met them both though.
Does Harry?
Go ahead.
I'm just quickly. Does Harry Connick Jr. still have a talk show?
Not anymore.
No, it's gone. Okay.
That's right. Sherry Shepherd. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, Sherry Shepherd.
That's who it is. Not Stringwood. Shepherd. Yes.
And I know that.
Isn't she Robert's cop partner on Raymond?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
She's funny on that.
Yeah, she's cool. Like she doesn't even need guests. She's funny and charming herself.
Yeah, she's
sassy. Yeah, I like her. And that other guy had the Survivor guy had a show too for a little while.
Oh yeah, Probst.
Jep Probst.
Yeah, Jep Probst. Yeah.
Danza had a talk show.
Yeah,
I had a talk show. Yes. Would you please welcome my guest, Tony?
Yeah. Can you guess what it was called?
Exactly. I told you, it's my favorite Bill Maher introduction. Played Tony on Taxi, Tony on Who's the Boss, and now see him in a new lawyer show called Hudson Street, where he plays a character named Tony. Tony Danza, everybody.
I like that.
Yep. I watched an old Politically Incorrect that Carlin was on. George Carlin was on. It was really cool.
Oh, cool.
He was great. So that was a fun show. I missed that show. It's a little more live. I mean, I liked the one on HBO, but the ABC one was a little more lively and a little more biting until they clipped him for his 9/11 comments.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people lost their jobs over what they said about that.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening even worse now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care what your mama says. Mm-hmm. Christmas time is here.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Tracy Morgan, he's just like,
yeah. That's all he does. Yep. No, it's funny, and Catan just holds the keyboard. That's all.
He does his head like that.
Yeah,
but Jimmy Fallon, all he does is turn the button that does the drum machine, and then he goes like this.
Yes. Very funny.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, I'm getting delusional now.
Yeah, we can wrap. It's cool. We did good.
Yeah. We got to wrap. We got to wrap all the presents.
I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and almost.
Happy birthday, Johnny!
And celebrate your life.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Yoko Chips! Thanks everybody for joining us for the celebration of Yoko Chips.
Happy birthday today!
Shout out to Burnt Urine.
You know what we didn't get to this time is ghost stories again.
Next time,
Halloween passed. Yeah.
Yeah, next time we'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Let's get haunted. Let's haunt this place.
Andrew Clark.
Thank
Hello.
you, Andrew.
Goodbye.
Happy birthday.
Hello.
Have a happy birthday.
Is it me you're looking for?
We talked about him
Happy
earlier.
birthday today.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
Like Pink.
You guys are awesome. Welcome to all your podcasts.
And I think,
I'll do the ending properly like we normally do.
Yeah, do it right, Johnny.
You guys are awesome. Go to bed. Okay, bye-bye.